Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of On the Air. I'm Mike Allen, and joining me tonight in studio, hopefully soon, because I'm sitting here alone, Patrick Danger Davis and Joe Ellen. And then later on tonight, we get in bed with Dani Blaze as she takes on Feminism. Before that, though, we'll be talking about the NBA Finals, what's going on in the news with the police over in McKinney Police Department. You get my take on that. Plus anything else that comes to mind, you can call in. It's 512-539-0357. The 1-800 number is disabled tonight because of my phone is being used for two different purposes, and I don't want people calling me to get on the air that don't want to be on the air. But if you'd like to call, 512-539-0357. If you're calling from the continental United States, give us a call. Come on the air. Well, this will be interesting. Stick around. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air.
Now, I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Hey everybody, Heather Bumpus here. Join me every Wednesday night as we explore ghosts, spirits, and all the things that go bump in the night. Like my page, OTA Paranormal on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at HBumpus, #ArmRadio. Listen on the air with Mike Allen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Arm Radio Global.
Ever have a computer issue that you can't figure out? Is your computer running slow, locking up, or giving you the blue screen of death? Now you have a store that not only can diagnose your rig, but if needed, upgrade that tired old workhorse. Centex Computers in Hutto is equipped not only to fix your computer, but give you an honest analysis of what needs to be fixed. Let's face it, your home computer is not only convenient, it's essential for your home or your office to stay in touch in this new virtual world. Now you have a place to take your computer for honest and reliable service. Visit www.centexcomputers.com for locations and times. Centex Computers Hutto is the official computer experts for On the Air with Mike Allen.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
All right, welcome to the show. Joining me live in the Armed Radio. Oh, and Joe Allen makes an appearance.
We thought she was dead. Where the fuck is everybody? Oh, dang it, I'm already saying the F word. Fudge monkey.
F word doesn't happen until 11 p.m.
My bad.
So, let Joe Allen have the good chair.
Seniority! I'm calling seniority!
Are the headphones over there? Tonight's broadcast brought to you by E24.com. Just put the app on your phone or on your iPhone, and you can have food delivered right to your house.
Unless you're in any place that I travel to. They don't have
Did you try E24 when you were in Charlotte?
Yeah.
And they didn't have it, huh?
Nothing.
Oh,
Well, everything
man.
closes at 10 there, so.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to say that about the avatars.
Well, there's still a brand new company, so if you have a restaurant around there, you can you could be the catalyst to get them added into the E24.com universe. So.
And that's encouraging as a company to know that people are trying your idea.
Yeah.
I tried. I'm too lazy to go out and
Absolutely.
get food.
Well, I tried it here when we first got it, and of course we're in Hutto, Texas, so
That's
Y'all
fair.
don't even have waiter with
don't have what?
nothing.
We don't have.
Let's name their competitors.
We don't have anything here. This is Texas. Yeah, we don't want to name the. Oh, we have something for you.
You have something for me? I have something for you.
Warm it up just a little bit. Yeah, what do you have? What do you got? More bacon? Look at that. Joe Allen. What is this? Joe Allen.
Oh, my. I think you might have to say the F word before 11 o'clock. Oh, dog.
I'm destroying all over the place. Grab a towel in there, Danny.
Grab two.
Joe Allen and the box of chocolates.
So glad it's getting on the poster.
I saved the poster.
Thank you. That's the most important thing. It's not a pinup girl for the man cave.
Well, it will be.
But after you, are we going to erase the shirt?
That's
off
going
of
up on the wall. No,
I know,
I
but
mean,
no,
you
it's
don't
not
need
like
to. Yeah.
it's not like a Playboy
No.
thing.
No. I don't put that stuff up in my man cave.
You don't put anything up in your man cave except a calendar. That's a nerdy man cave. Who has a calendar? And it's a 2012 calendar.
And it's the 2012 calendar.
That's nerdy.
We need a towel.
Bacon!
We need a towel.
What'd you do?
I spilt my
We
beer.
spilled the beer. He saw this picture of me.
I got excited. She showed me her picture, and I freaked out.
Or you could put this in your bathroom too,
No, I don't put anything in my
so
bathroom.
you can see it every morning
But books.
when you're brushing your teeth.
I put books in my bathroom. That's what I do in my bathroom in the morning.
So when I was
My morning constitution.
one of my very first real jobs, my boss would say, we were in kind of a smaller office building, and he would say, "I'm going to go to the library." Well, I had never been around the building. I thought there was a library in there. So people would call for 3 or 4 weeks. People would call and say, "Hey, I'm looking for Jerry." "I'm sorry, he's in the library." And one day he walked in right when I was saying it. I said, "Oh, he's back." He goes, "Well, you haven't been telling people I was in the library, have you?" And I said, "Yeah, Miss Little 19-year-old stupid person. Yes, I have been telling people you're in the library. Because I didn't know that the library was a euphemism for the pate."
There you go, sunshine. You missed the spot.
I gotta get it off the control panel.
Yes. We have, what is this? Blue Moon.
Blue moon.
I saw you standing alone. I'm just going to sit like this for the rest of the night.
Just
With
hold your
a beer in
poster
one
up so we
hand
can
and
see
a
it.
poster in the other.
We've already had a disaster.
We've had a disaster. I have that effect
Well,
on
In
me.
the show.
It ain't our show unless it's a shit show, so.
Exactly.
You missed a whole spot right here.
You have
I
like
know.
a puddle. You have a small. I
gonna
think in
push this
Texas
over
we
to
call
you.
those tanks.
We call that a low water crossing, is what you call it.
Turn around, don't drown.
Okay, can you?
Okay, everything still works, so we're good.
Do you have a towel for this? Because this is wet and drippy.
No, that's the point of. Okay. Alright, it's not 11. It's not 11. I'm not used to being in here so early.
Well, I know when Davis calls, he texts me. He says, "Well, I would have been over, but they moved out. Him and Seth are on their own now. Remember Seth, your buddy?
I do remember stuff. I have several things. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full of jalapeno bacon.
I made it just for you.
Oh, I love it. I'm actually going to need a beer to go with this.
Well, we can make that happen too. This is actually a pretty good
Could have
beer.
licked that beer up you had on the table.
That would have been awesome.
Great. Thank you.
Does Danny do you want anything?
Yeah,
I have several things I've thought about with Seth that I'd like to say to him. But he's going to chicken out, isn't he?
He's going to chicken out. But I tell you what, we can invite him, and if you'd like to stay up late, she's going to be attacking feminism on her.
Let me just say.
And we'll have that
Oh, look, I'm a Southern Belle.
Beautiful.
We're the strongest women out there. We don't need freaking feminism.
Well, I just
Thank you. Well, feminism. Okay. Well, we're going to wait on that.
we'll wait on that. That's a little preview. That'll be at 11 when we get in bed with Dani Blaze. It's her segment. Get in bed with Dani Blaze.
Okay.
Is this like jalapeno-y or is it?
Yeah,
just
it is.
No, it's not really that. It's not hot though.
But it is
But you can
jalapeno
taste
bacon.
it. You can taste the jalapeno in it, but it's not like biting a jalapeno. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're
We're
on
on
there.
the air.
Yeah, so it's not strong.
I
It's
just don't like the taste of jalapeno. I can taste the bacon. I smell bacon.
This would be good on a burger.
Yeah.
Yes, it would
This would be-
well, I had it on an egg sandwich earlier.
Oh,
That's
yummy.
also good.
That's not near as hot as I thought it would be.
No, it's not gonna be.
Perfect amount
All
of
right,
spice.
so what are we doing today? Because obviously we're very
For the man cake.
unprepared as usual.
Well, I was prepared.
Okay, well, whatever. So,
See, in this world of, I got my mouth. We all got our
No,
mouth
we're
full
all-
of jalapeno bacon.
it's like we're playing cards with our brother's kids.
No, all 5 people out there wait.
No, hold on. Chex Mix. Okay,
All seven of our listeners, hold on.
we're snacking. Snack break. We'll be back.
Actually, this jalapeno bacon. Can I just do a food segment? Can I do
Sure,
a food segment?
absolutely.
real quick? This jalapeno bacon would be so good with a croissant sandwich of some sort. Because, sweet and spicy, salty. If you want to learn, here's the secret to a successful food. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're kind of young. Are you going to be able to handle this secret?
I'll brace myself.
Okay. Sweet and salty, crunchy and gooey. The Oreo is the perfect example, and let me explain why. Oreos have more sodium in them than any other cookie. And then they also have that creamy white middle. But they're crunchy, and then they have the creamy middle.
Is that why I like Oreos so much?
Yes, it's because those...
That's why we crave Oreos.
That's because
perfect
that
food group.
that combination of flavors and texture experience is addictive.
We also tried s'more Oreos.
How are those?
S'morey. They were so good.
Try to talk into the microphone.
It's hard.
But I wanted to eat some more Chex Mix. Yeah, meh. Anyway. Yeah, we tried
Those were actually good.
S'more
Those
Oreos.
didn't. Most of the stuff that you bought when you went on your,
Yeah, why did I buy all that shit before I left?
I have no idea.
Oh, so dumb. I forgot to bring...
The Oreos were the ones that some more Oreos were the ones that did not survive.
I'm just glad my chocolate-covered marshmallows survived.
Only because I forgot about them.
Good, because I started my period before I came home, and I would have been up fucking set if I came home to that. So...
Okay, every time Danny drops an F-bomb, take a shot if you're listening.
Oh my gosh, they won't make it. So it's called Power Hour. I'm sorry. I'm not used to being in here for your segment.
The early segment.
Early, I forgot. Kids are still awake.
Kids are still awake.
And my dad's listening.
Parents,
Parents are listening.
Your dad listening now?
He's not listening.
Oh, we haven't talked him through, so
I have a blog that he doesn't read. He can't find it from day to day.
you can't find it. Talk into the mic. Just
I
kind
can't talk
of,
into
just
the
kind of
mic.
lean in so you
We're
can
like
bullshit.
we're not attached to
There
the
you
hip.
go.
Our headphones are smashing. It's getting weird already.
I mean, when you talk,
smell really good.
just lean
Thank you.
forward.
That perfume is from New Orleans.
Oh, I like it.
I do too.
It's very witchcrafty.
Witchcrafty.
It's voodoo.
Is it voodoo?
It's called Jove. It's from the tea tree olive oil.
The tea tree olive
Wait, let's
oil.
take a picture with the bacon.
Wait, did you say it's called Ho Babe?
Jove.
I was like, oh, is that how the
Jove.
streetwalkers smell there?
Jove.
It's a household name.
And let me tell you about Jove. This is sweet tea olive or tea olive or something, but the trees are grown like right around the French Quarter area, and the perfume has true New Orleans flavor to it, and it's my favorite perfume. And
is it edible?
It's all I wear.
I see what you did there. That was scandalous. I liked it.
Scandalous, and I didn't have to drop the F-bomb.
Yeah, well, I'm not as...
Oh,
sure.
and
You'll
she
get there.
and
Because I'm
she
young and naive.
You'll get
and
there.
she chastises the young one.
A little spank can never hurt nobody.
She's adorable. Last week we talked about biting.
Did we?
And we saw scars.
Did we talk about biting?
Yes, we did.
We did. And we saw scars.
You've never been this sober at the beginning of a show.
I wasn't even drunk. I had 2 beers last show.
That's right, because you had to get up.
No, I was so
tired.
My liver was just shut down.
Enough.
It went on strike.
You need to listen to your body. That's good.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
You listen when you want to.
I listen to her. That usually gets me in trouble. So.
Oh, we found out that she works this week at 4 a.m. So
That has been so.
After a long week last week, she finally got back into town. Went to work.
Finally.
Went to work. There's some stress involved there. We're not going into great detail, but let's just say that there was some stress involved there. Got her to work. Got home that afternoon, and she went in and lay down on the couch. And I'm sitting down with her.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So we're sitting on the couch and we're eating lunch because she got home at 1, and we're watching. What was the show we were watching?
We watched Marriage Boot Camp.
Marriage Boot Camp reality stars. So they had all these. So I'm just in there having lunch, because I hadn't seen her in a week. Pretending to care. And all of a sudden the TV just randomly starts cycling through channels. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with my TV? And I look over and she is dead asleep with her finger on the, just like, she's like this. So I woke her up and said, Danny, what are you doing? She goes, oh, what? What am I doing? I don't know. What am I doing?
I was so out of it. Okay. Long story short with the drama. So I was in Charlotte for work, right? And then I went to Utah to see my family for a day. And then Friday, I went to Vegas because my friend was in the poker tournament.
World Series of Poker.
Yeah. So I went.
Yeah, his company is actually, he started an online poker company. So he's a poker player. He's not.
Yeah, so he teaches people. I told him he should come on here one time.
He should.
He absolutely should.
He should come out here. Well, I want to take him to Johnny's as a ringer.
Oh,
don't talk about it because Johnny might be listening.
He ain't listening. Johnny ain't listening.
Johnny doesn't listen to what his wife's on.
So we'll take him to Johnny's. Like, yeah, this is this college guy that we picked up. He's one of Danny's Tinder. Whatever. We'll just make up some story and then just sit down and let him clean everybody out.
And you would too.
I think that would be awesome.
So I go to Vegas, right? Had fun, yippee-ki-yay. I tried to leave Vegas on Sunday.
You tried to leave?
I tried to leave.
Apparently, you can't leave Vegas on
Did
Sunday.
the cops have you?
No. The airport had me.
It's not that entertaining, actually.
No. Basically, my flight that I was on coming back home was oversold, even though 2 days before it had 40 seats available. So then I was on standby on every single flight going out on 2 different airlines. He tried to help me get on Southwest so I can get to work at 4:30 in the morning on Monday, which, by the way, I missed. I was in the airport for 22 hours. I had to sleep on the floor at the Vegas airport. I'm pretty sure I got AIDS.
Were you in that same position that was in the picture you just showed me?
Which would have been hilarious.
I was curled up in a ball like a dog on an ASPCA commercial. I was cold, and I was sad, and I was lonely.
So
I was illegally watching movies.
I have a question.
I did watch Pitch Perfect 2. That was a great movie, by the way.
Do you not work for the airline?
I do.
And that's how they treat you?
We're not going to go there, but...
Wow.
Yeah, anyways. So I spent 22 hours in the Vegas airport. Not as fun as it sounds,
No.
mind you.
Do they have gambling there?
Yes, they have like slots and stuff. I think it's just slot machines. No, I think they have like blackjack tables maybe. I don't know. That airport's so confusing.
All right, more with Danny and the irrepressible Joe Ellen when we come back. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Ever have a computer issue that you can't figure out? Is your computer running slow, locking up, or giving you the blue screen of death? Now you have a store that not only can diagnose your rig, but if needed, upgrade that tired old workhorse. Centex Computers in Hutto is equipped not only to fix your computer, but give you an honest analysis of what needs to be fixed. Let's face it, your home computer is not only convenient, it's essential for your home or your office to stay in touch in this new virtual world. Now you have a place to take your computer for honest and reliable service. Visit www.centexcomputers.com for locations and times. Centex Computers Hutto is the official computer experts for On the Air with Mike Allen.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Hey everybody, Heather Bumpus here. Join me every Wednesday night as we explore ghosts, spirits, and all the things that go bump in the night. Like my page, OTA Paranormal on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at HBumpus, #ArmRadio. Listen on the air with Mike Allen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Arm Radio Global.
Armed Radio Global presents its new 2015 Talk at Night lineup.
Mondays 8 p.m. Eastern. Spot on with Lino and Tom.
Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Mondays and Fridays 10 p.m. Eastern.
On Tuesdays, Talk Time with Val 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by High Five at 10 p.m. Eastern with Johnny and Mikey.
Wednesdays on the air with Mike Allen 10 p.m. EST, and Thursdays Night Talk with Joe Rocks 10 p.m. Eastern.
Join the talk now on Ustream TV. Replays on Spreaker, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
All right, welcome back to the show. Today's broadcast brought to you by Eat24.com. If it's not available in your area, contact the local restaurants yourself. Get that thing going, man. It's a great concept. Just put the app on your phone, find out where there's a restaurant, and they deliver food right to you. You do everything off the app, off your phone. It's like having a food truck in your pants.
Because that's where I want my food.
Because that's where you want your food truck, is in your pants.
It's just a metaphor for ultimate happiness.
All right, joining me live in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave with bacon.
And beer.
And beer.
And bitches.
Woo!
And bitches.
And babes.
So it is a true
And
man cave. We have six boobs in here.
Oh, yeah. Shake them titties. I don't want to see it. Did I say titties? Kids know what titties are. It's fine.
All right, well.
So much better than the football.
What are we watching?
House Hunters.
Oh, House Hunters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like the Property Brothers.
I love the brothers.
Because I've met them before.
Have you?
So, I met them when they were here in Austin doing something back when I was a cop. I met them and talked to them, and they're really neat guys.
I'm so jealous of you.
I mean, they're very personable. They're not, because usually when you meet a celebrity, I've met a lot of celebrities just working on 6th Street. Just in that 1 year, because that's where everybody goes.
Right.
So, Bruce Willis, Jack Black.
Who was your favorite?
Crispin Glover, who was very standoffish and very...
Crispin Glover?
Yeah, the guy on...
Well, Crispin Glover is known for being a little bit
He's a little strange, but he's very...
Introvert, we'll call it that.
He doesn't like the... I mean, he was real standoffish.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis was a hoot, and he's like all of 5'0" nothing. I mean, the guy's a dinky man. What's the karate? God dang it. Chuck Norris.
Oh, Chuck Norris. A white karate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Loves cops. So every time.
All the time.
Matt McConaughey, who's very cool. Always high five. He'd come over. Hey, what's up, boys? And he'll high five at the UT games. We saw him on the sideline.
I have a funny story about Matt McConaughey, actually.
Go ahead.
So, is he your first true love?
No, I'm his. But anyway, so a friend of mine was working for FedEx, right? Mm-hmm. And loved the company, whatever. And he knew he delivered to Matt's brother all the time. And out in the hill country or whatever. And one day when we were having a deluge, it wasn't this past weekend, or last 2 weekends, but they were having horrible weather. And Matthew McConaughey's script was some kind of legal papers were being FedExed to him.
Contract, yeah.
Something important. And it got up in the top of the part, and my friend had to deliver it to his brother's residence, and Matthew McConaughey was there in his RV, because they stay in an RV when they stay at his brother's, which is hilarious to me.
Well, and the RV's probably bad to the bone.
Right, yeah.
Just like a house.
And he had to deliver these important Hollywood papers to Matthew McConaughey, and they were sopping wet. Just like, he's like, it's one of the worst days of my career. It's horrible. And he said he was really cool about it, really sweet. I think. Yeah,
he met us. He's at the UT football games, so he'll come by and he'll high five. And one of my favorites, Danny Aiello.
Aiello?
Yeah, the rough looking. He always does the gangster stuff. Mm-hmm. When he was here filming Machete.
Mm-hmm. I like the way you say that. Say it again.
Machete.
Oh, yeah.
Just say that on repeat.
Well,
for the next 10 minutes.
it's a machete, but the movie is Machete. You got to say Machete.
Right. It kind of reminds me of Nacho Libre.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came up. So he came up and just hung out with us down at 6th and Trinity with the cops, and just was talking. Wow, I can't find because he was looking for a boxing match, but the UT football game was on. So of course, downtown 6th Street
is UT football.
That's UT football.
Right.
You're not going to find a boxing match anywhere. But we were recommending some places, and he went and looked and came back. Said, "I'm just going to hang out with you guys." I said, "All right, hang out, buddy."
That's cool.
We'll do that. Another fun one was Jack Black.
I
My
love
dad met
Really
him.
nice. He was really nice. He was trying to stay all, quiet and didn't want it to draw attention. He's real small. All these people at a meeting are stinky. I mean, you see him on TV.
Yeah, Jack Black's like a head
He's like
and
a
a half
midget.
shorter than my dad.
He's like a midget.
He's shorter than me.
I mean, what surprised me most was Bruce Willis, because when Bruce Willis, his band was playing at Maggie Mae's, and so we were like, "Hey, Bruce Willis is there," and even when I walked in, I was watching him on stage. He looked like normal size, but then afterwards,
fun size.
well, then exactly,
He was what size?
Fun size.
fun size.
size.
So he gets down and he's kind of walking through the crowd, and he come up and he's the same way. When he sees a police officer, he always comes over and says hello.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
How
he plays.
cool is that?
Well,
I
he
love when
plays cops and
celebrities
stuff
aren't.
like
I love
that.
when
Yeah.
celebrities aren't douches.
Yeah.
Like Walter, he was cool.
So he saw us and he's like, "Hey, come on over," and we went over and it's like, "Hey, how
so
you guys
cool.
doing?" I was looking down at him, going, "You gotta be kidding me! This is Die Hard. This is the guy. I mean, this is the guy."
Yeah.
And he's like 5 foot, maybe 3 or 5'4". He's not that big. He's
My
not a big
dad's
man.
like 5'2". We call him the Pocket Adonis.
But he's not a big guy. Not a big guy.
Yeah.
And then I ran into some who I don't know their names off the top of the head, but if you know the TV show Friday Night Lights,
Oh, like Kyle Richards? Is it Kyle?
the TV show was filmed in Austin.
Right,
So,
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. And their football stadium was the old Del Valley football stadium down over by the airport.
Right.
So, but you'd see those guys, and we had one of their actresses who I'm not going to describe her too much because these kind of things are not supposed to be. I'm not TMZ, but yeah, she almost made TMZ. That was my.
So you're
that
not
was-
telling me
Is that your
anything.
claim to fame?
I don't
That-
know
that-
what
Yeah,
you're
can
telling
you
me.
tell-
Well,
What
she was
happened?
drunk. She was drunk, and she was being silly and
Like silly, or like silly like
silly.
me?
No, because even when you're drunk and silly, you're not abusive, and you don't cause a disturbance.
Was she like Heather at the toga party?
No. Well, when Heather was pounding on my shoulder, yeah. But no, she was just being kind of not listening to her handlers. Anytime when, well, you call them handlers, but it's like the business managers. They always travel with a little bit of an entourage. And the entourage, the sole purpose of the entourage is to make sure that
doesn't end up on
she doesn't do
TMZ.
something stupid and
Right.
end up on TMZ.
Right. Got
Sometimes they do better. Sometimes they don't do
I can't
very
wait to
good
be
job.
on TMZ.
I know. That's when I know I've made it.
I know I've seen you somewhere before.
That's my porn.
I know I've made it when I make the cover of National Enquirer.
Oh, when we have our
That is my goal.
Our sketchy love triangle.
See, I'll know I've made it when I get to star in a Viagra commercial. That's my goal.
That's your goal. See, so you all have goals.
I want to be in a hemorrhoid commercial. I don't know why, but
I know why.
Walk
I
around
wanna be
like
in a
you're
Viagra
irritated?
Commercial.
I want to be like, no, I'm like horseback ride on the beach and be like, I have hemorrhoids, but I make it. Try this cream.
Dani Blaze, everybody. Dani Blaze.
See, I want to be in a Viagra commercial and say, "Hey, baby, take a walk on the wild side. It's our 50th anniversary. Take a walk on the wild side."
I don't want to be
We'll
married
be right
for
back.
50 years.
We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. What? Okay. Settle down. Settle down.
What?
Hey, take this blue pill. No, it's Advil. Don't worry.
Right.
I don't need a blue pill.
Oh, good for you. That's exciting. Because you're not having sex?
That's pretty much
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Fair enough. I don't need one. Apparently, they're good for women to take. Apparently, like, women can take them safely.
Yeah, you don't need that in your life
No.
at all.
No,
0
I don't need
times.
any. No.
Ever.
I need, like, the anti-Viagra.
That
I feel like I'm always in heat.
That You need a valve. Just turn it on and off.
I will invest money in that.
God. So anyway,
They
what?
have these. What?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, they have these hormone pellets that women my age are taking, and they're little pellets that they put in your body, and they release hormones. And
I want enough hormones. I don't need any more.
But when you get to my age, sometimes your hormones hit the road on an RV trip, and they don't ever come back. And so the pellets,
they're at the Four Corners.
Yeah, the pellets make the husbands very happy because the women go from having zero sex drive to being like, oh yeah, this is like when we were in high school. Let's go.
In my defense, I think it's because my body produces too much testosterone. Therefore, I have the sexual appetite of a man. Not my fault.
You need to take responsibility for your actions.
I have been called a rapist before. Which, who am I going to rape? I'm 115 pounds. If you can't fight me, then I think you want it, so shut up.
That's not funny.
Rape's not funny,
but that totally makes sense that you're going to talk about feminism later.
Well, here's the deal. If you're a man, notice I said man, not a guy. A man.
So anyone that I don't date.
And you have a hot 22-year-old
ripping down
woman
your walls,
jumping all over you, and the word rape comes out of your mouth, you're a liar. I'm sorry.
That one of those 15-year-old boys and the hot teacher incidents, and they go tell everybody. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
All the 15-year-old boys out there, all the 15-year-old, this is just for me. All the 14, 15, and 16-year-old, 16, 17, 18-year-old boys who are having sex with your hot 23-year-old English teacher.
Some of them are 37.
37-year-old English teacher.
Who cares? They're so hot.
Shut up. Just don't tell anybody.
Stop telling your friends on the playground.
Because you're blowing it for a lot of guys. Okay? Just keep your mouth shut.
I like how they all try to say that.
That is all.
I like how they all try to say the teacher took advantage. I'm like, no, hot teacher's taking advantage of a 16-year-old boy.
Nope.
I have to take a disagreeing point of view.
Why?
Because first of all,
and that's why we have you here.
Because first of all, a lot of those guys are not necessarily talented. They're getting caught in the act because the woman and the kid are so horny. They're stupid. So they're in the parking lot doing it, and while
okay, 15-year-old boy. You got to be the man in this situation. Make sure you don't get caught, okay?
No, seriously. I just saw one of those today.
Yeah.
She was 37, and...
She hot?
Was she hot enough?
Hot enough, yeah. And,
Now, to be fair, at 14, 15, and 16-year-old, does it really matter?
No.
Well, and here's the other thing. When you see these stories, you can't tell if the woman is hot or not because all you see is a mugshot. When you see the mugshot, you're like, golly, that's not...
Their hair's all disheveled from staying in the tank all night, getting pot off by the cholas.
You got traded for cigarettes.
Because you got handed around for cigarettes. And extra eggs on your breakfast plate.
But you are aware of, because I believe we spoke about this last week with Seth, who knows this in every single state, something called the age of consent.
Yes.
Seth would know the...
Yeah,
in every state. In country, I think.
Well, maybe
I figured Texas
we'll let Seth come talk about how he's aware of all that.
But the point is, there's an age of consent, and
But why? We've talked about this before.
Yeah, why is there an age? I tell you what, let's take a quick break because we're at that point. When we come back, we'll talk about why is there an age of consent, and we've all got our opinions, and I'd like to hear yours. So stick around. We'll be right back with Joe Ellen, Dani Blaze, and myself.
That was Danny.
Class act. It's Dani Blaze.
I'm such a lady.
Such a lady. All right, stick around. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air. Ever have a computer issue that you can't figure out? Is your computer running slow, locking up, or giving you the blue screen of death? Now you have a store that not only can diagnose your rig, but if needed, Upgrade that tired old workhorse. Centex Computers in Hutto is equipped not only to fix your computer, but give you an honest analysis of what needs to be fixed. Let's face it, your home computer is not only convenient, it's essential for your home or your office to stay in touch in this new virtual world. Now you have a place to take your computer for honest and reliable service. Visit www.centexcomputers.com for locations and times. Centex Computers Hutto is the official computer experts for On the Air with Mike Allen.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
All right, we're back. Remember, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Eat24.com. Put the app on your phone. If they are not in your area yet, well, hell, do something about that. Go get with some, you go make it happen. They'll probably cut you in on a little bit. Plus, then you'll have the opportunity to use Eat24. It's a pretty cool concept, actually. You just put in the zip code where you're at. They'll find a restaurant near you that'll deliver food to you. It's like having a food truck in your pants. Please welcome back in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave, Miss Dani Blaze.
God, that was so
Joe
detailed.
Ellen.
Shut up.
We slap a little bacon in you. Now you get all uppity.
It sounded like you were describing duvets. That was so detailed. Jesus.
What's that? What the hell are you talking about?
You know what? I don't want a food truck in my pants. I want it in my mouth.
That can also be arranged.
Okay, that's what I want. Eat24 in my mouth.
What were we talking about? I forgot on the break. She distracted me.
We were going to talk about hot teachers.
Oh, yes.
And
teachers and
the age of consent.
The age of consent.
I think was where we're going with that.
Well, quick, before we do the whole age of consent thing, even if it's college students, that's still like the professor could still lose all his stuff. But I'm like, they're old as hell.
Right. Well, that's a policy. That's not a law.
But that's stupid.
Well, yeah, the policy.
If I have a hot professor and I'm hot, and we're hot for each other, why not? You know?
I think the thing that is important is that the way people deal with authority. You know, if it's. I knew that was going to be hard for you, honey. No, I mean, I think a lot of it is the way people deal with authority. You know, you have the age of consent in order to protect people. And you have the policy, for instance, in a college, you have the policy. Of course, I haven't thought about this, so every word that comes out of my mouth is going to be stuttering. So just bear with me. But you have the policy in place in a college situation because if you're responsible for my grade, which is responsible for me graduating or not, that puts you in a place of authority and power, and that policy is there to protect me. It also is there to protect the professor at some level.
Yeah, it's
if
like,
I'm
you know,
mama,
I did all this stuff for you.
Yeah, where's my
A? Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's that's how I got through English class, by the way, Mr.
Say that again, though. I didn't quite get that.
I don't know. A handy behind the stadium deserves an A, depending. At least a B plus.
You know,
so you're gonna turn this. You know, you're gonna turn a nuclear physicist out loose on the world, and the only thing he or she learned was, you know,
how to sex their way to the top.
Exactly.
Right.
Sounds like corporate America.
And I will tell you that when I was in high school, I don't know, English was actually my best subject, but how I passed it was really just because I never did my homework because I was not paying attention to anything in life except being a cheerleader and boys, was batting my eyes at Mr. Cowan. You know? And
that's the name of my doctor. Dr. Cowan.
I think he's dead now. But I loved him. He was sweet.
My doctor's like 42.
Well, what is the history of the age of consent?
I'm not, Seth. I don't know. Do you want me to
No,
Google
there
it?
actually used to never be one. And a lot of cultures don't actually follow that.
Right.
Like, I don't think we should go
What was the driving force behind the age of consent?
Religion.
To protect kids.
It was religion.
It was religion.
Okay.
There is a documentary. It's called...
and y'all have watched it together.
It's called Pedophilia.
Pedophilia.
Something or other. There's more words, but... It's pretty much saying, like...
More words.
I watched the same thing. It was on Netflix.
Yeah, it was pretty much saying, like... Obviously, don't go do things with children. But it was saying, like, the reason that men find...
No sexo con hijos.
Younger women more attractive that are maybe not to the religious views...
Standard of 18.
Of legality is because a younger woman is going to... You know, when they get to, like, the prime age of reproducing, they're going to be more fertile, they're going to be more, like,
their eggs
ready
are ripe.
and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And subconsciously, that's what men look for. It's our animal instincts. You go for
the freshest eggs.
Yeah, because men are...
Even though it's a national egg shortage right now.
Yeah. Okay. Men, that's why they're dating 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Men subconsciously go for the younger one because there's more opportunity to reproduce. And men are... wired, not obviously everyone's not out there trying to have as many babies as possible.
Obviously, the 15-year-old is not wired that way. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing his 37-year-old teacher. He doesn't care about it.
No, he's just trying to get his.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get his wee willy winky through the town. If you.
Yeah. Well, the history of the age of consent really.
Who taught you sex ed? Wee willy winky through the town. That sounds like a sex ed song. Wee willy winky running through the town. Oopsie,
upstairs, downstairs.
This is your penis. We'll call him Peter. Sometimes Peter is relaxed.
Please.
Oftentimes, sometimes in the morning, Peter is wide awake.
My dad is listening. Can we move on?
Sometimes he itches in public places. Not a good idea to scratch him.
Hey, Peter, right now.
It's called chafing, right?
Wee willy winky running through the town.
Upstairs, downstairs, in a nightcap.
His good friend, his good friend later on in life is Virginia.
No, he just wanted to travel the East Coast.
I don't get that one.
Where Virginia's at? Like geographically.
Boy, we're getting some highbrow shit going on
Virginia
here
is not
now.
geographically
So,
loaded.
what is the
She's
history
more
of
like
these
Midwest?
Sexual. That's true.
All right. Well, ages from 10 to 13 were typically regarded as while ages from 10 to 13 were typically regarded as acceptable ages for sexual consent in Western countries prior to 1900.
Because that's the average age of when women start their period. That means they're ready to go.
Exactly. It was basically 2 to 3 years past puberty. It was about 10 to 12 to 15 years old. Also, in the 1800s, you got to understand, too, men and women weren't living much past 55, 60 years old. I mean, 60 years old, you were like ancient. Nowadays, we're living up to our 80s and 90s. So, the English common law traditionally set the age of consent within the range of 10 to 12, but in 1875, the age was raised to 13. After an intense, sensational media revelations about the scourge of underage prostitution in London in the 1880s. So this is all back like in the turn of the century, where the age of consent was between 10 and 13. Now, we've read about Westerns where men 25 to 30 years old were taking wives 12 to 13 years old. And that was
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Totally acceptable. Well, that's like in the 50s, but I'm talking about in 1870s. And this is a little known fact. George Pickett, General George Pickett of the Confederate Army, famous for his charge at Gettysburg, was actually madly in love with a 13-year-old, and he was in his 30s, and he was sending letters to her during the war, which are now part of the National Archive, which were, if you ever read his letters, it is the...
Was he very suave, or was
he was
like
very
sad?
Pretty. He was a pretty man. He had, he kept good. He was very pompous. I mean, he was into him. Exactly. He curled his hair. He went into exactly. That's a great way to describe it. In 1860s, was he was always clean, always proper. Uniforms were tailored. Curled his hair, wore perfume, which back then men. Back then, you took a bath maybe once a week, so that perfumes and scents and stuff like that. Exactly. I mean, we wear it now. We wear it now
You're
because
so soft. What is going on over here? This is weird.
Hold on.
I have a lady crush on you.
Things are kind of happening over here, and I'm just going to be quiet for a second. But he was writing to a 13-year-old, and her parents were totally 100% behind that relationship because what they saw for their daughter was stability in a man who was a professional soldier, who was professional.
Right.
And so, not until recently, till like the 40s and 50s. Now, I've read this before, but it wasn't until like the 40s and 50s where religion got involved, where the age of consent was bumped from 13 to 16 to 18, and 18 is kind of where it's at now.
This is the average. It's 17 in Texas.
Except in Texas, where it's 17, in Alabama,
some places are 16.
Alabama and Mississippi.
Louisiana.
And Louisiana at 16.
Yeah, I grew up in Louisiana.
So,
yeah, you did.
So all of it's driven by mostly backed by religious standards. A lot of that is just is all man-made. Right. Because as animals, the boy goes through puberty, 13 to 15? Average?
It's actually after women.
It's after
women, so they're older.
Yeah.
And women go through puberty anywhere from 12 to 15.
Right.
Somewhere in that range.
It was talking about that in the documentary. Like, women mature and blossom a lot younger than
exactly.
men.
And that's
are
why,
so much slower.
And that's why...
In everything.
And everything.
Except running.
Except running and playing professional sports and...
Yeah.
landing on the moon.
Hey,
but anyway,
we'll
talk about that later.
That was fake. I believe in that conspiracy.
But that's why, anyway, to get back on the subject, I mean, now, you can go to jail for being with a girl when she's 16, but just less than 60 years ago, you're marrying them. And that wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal.
Have you been around a 15-year-old girl?
I wouldn't want to marry one.
Have you been around a 13-year-old girl?
Well, I'm not saying I would. Right now, I don't want to marry any woman because I think everybody's crazy. But back when I was a teenager, I wanted to be around 15.
That's anti-feminism. That's sexist.
That's because I'm a man.
Misogyny.
Yeah.
It's misogyny.
I'm sorry. We have jalapeno bacon in here. My testosterone is up. We're actually watching.
So is ours.
I have jalapeno bacon breath.
I cannot
You
tell you.
should want to
I
marry
cannot
me.
tell you how sexy that is right
She
now.
tastes like jalapeno bacon.
I smell like New Orleans, and I taste like jalapeno bacon.
It's like a call girl.
Okay, that's our show. Thank you for stopping by. We're gonna go.
No, I mean, I was around my niece this weekend. She's just turned 13.
Oh God.
She's built like a brick house. She's got long, gorgeous hair. She's very smart and very sweet. But her
hormones are raging.
She's like an atomic bomb in a little size 2 body, you know? But
why am I always the asshole in here? Why am I always the bad guy? I don't even know what I'm doing.
I gotta be me.
No,
that's racist.
And her hair,
that's a hate
her
crime.
hair's like the
That's
color,
a hate crime.
You know what? Her hair's the color of yours.
Is it? Mine's natural though.
So is hers. She's
It's
13.
natural out of a bottle.
Hey, I paid for it. It's fine.
Natural colors.
She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous, but she's like.
She's 13.
She's 13, and
But
she's snotty.
Oh, they have the attitude from hell.
And she's mad, and she's whiny, and I love this kid. She is so much fun. She invited 50 people to Salt Grass for her birthday. And her mom is like, what did you do? You can't invite 50 people? She goes, Jess, I don't even know 50 people. She goes, Mom, I can't help it if I have friends and you don't.
You really you want to punch him.
And the thing is, I don't even know if she was trying to be snotty when she said that.
No, she legitimately probably meant that.
Yeah.
Even my sister, she's 15. And for the most part, she's pretty calm and weird and stuff. But man, that girl has a freaking attitude. Jesus.
I know.
I thought I was sassy.
That's how I feel about my niece. She's so great.
The rights of prima nocta.
But the side thing is, women... Well,
you know what prima nocta is? That's when the Duke or the Earl of the area that he was in charge of had first rights to all the brides on their wedding night before their husbands.
I don't like
God,
that
I want to be that
tradition.
guy.
Come to claim the rights of prima nocta.
I want to be that guy. Anyways, but another thing, though.
I think I would leave on a long honeymoon.
Like 15-year-old average girls, let's just say like around 15.
They're batshit crazy.
Well, duh. But they're also like...
evil.
Maturing way faster. When I was 13, I didn't know... I was scared of sex. I was like, oh, Jesus, no. That's so much sweat and juice, and it's weird.
People rubbing against each other.
Yeah. Oh God. I was like, I'm waiting till I was on I'm waiting till marriage kick for like a long time. And my mother told me, verbatim, why would you buy a car without test driving it? When I told her I wanted to wait till marriage. What kind of mother says that to her maturing daughter? But anyway, they're like the way they dress, the way they act like adults now. It's ridiculous.
Well, you see them walking around the neighborhood here. I'm out mowing the lawn, and these gals are walking by. And of course, I've got my glasses off, so I can't see far. So all I see is, the thing. I'm like, whoa, hey, I'm just going to kind of play it cool and just mow the lawn here and wait till they get closer so I can.
They get closer,
they're like 9 years old. What the hell? Go put some clothes on. Jeez,
I know. Like, who lets their child out of the house like that?
Go back and tell your mom to walk by here like that. But you go home and put some clothes on.
But see, my mom works for a middle school in the local area, and she has girls out that have already had children.
So man cave-ish, I love
have already had children, and or are pregnant again. Or for the first time. But that goes back to the whole age of consent thing. These girls are maturing so fast. I feel like at that point they're more like sexually active and all quote unquote experienced. And I'm just like, what is going on?
But they're evil.
They have the mentality of a child.
But they're evil.
Right, because and here's the thing: the studies show that your brain really doesn't complete development
till 25.
I mean,
I'm using that as an excuse for my actions.
No, but look, so someone who's 18 to 21, the changes that they go through are so traumatic, not traumatic, but dramatic. And then from 21 to 25, I mean, if you're watching it and you're just observing, from 18 and you go off to college and crazy, and then from 21 to 25, it's kind of another completing. And that's one of the things that people have said we should raise the age of consent for driving, because their brain is not where it needs to be
to drive a car.
To drive a car.
Well, see, that's what I like about Europe
with a high skill level. Having said that,
Now that you have completely offended me. Have I? No.
Oh, okay.
We'll be back with more of
Why are
the...
there so many commercials today?
It's not. It's every 20 minutes like we always do.
We'll just keep it down to every hour.
Oh, my God. We'll be back. This is the easiest show I've ever done. You just kick the bucket over, and the crazy just goes all over the place.
Oh, you haven't seen crazy. Wait till you see my segment.
We'll be back after these messages. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network. And you're on the air.
Hey everybody, Heather Bumpus here. Join me every Wednesday night as we explore ghosts, spirits, and all the things that go bump in the night. Like my page, OTA Paranormal on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at HBumpus, #ArmRadio. Listen on the air with Mike Allen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Arm Radio Global.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Armed Radio Global presents its new 2015 Talk at Night lineup.
Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Spot on with Lino and Tom.
Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Mondays and Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
On Tuesdays, Talk Time with Val, 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by High Five at 10 p.m. Eastern with Johnny and Mikey.
Wednesdays on the air with Mike Allen, 10 p.m. EST, and Thursdays Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Join the talk now on Ustream TV. Replays on Spreaker. Exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Eats24.com. It's like having a food truck in your pants. Just put a zip code of where you're at in their app that you can download from iTunes or Google Play. They will find a restaurant near you, and that will find food to bring to you. And you can do it all off the app. Joining us now in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave, Miss Dani Blaze and Joe Allen, and she is back. Please Please welcome back Heather, Things That Go Bumpus in the Night. I have been waiting for 3 weeks to say that.
Hello.
Well, tell us how things are going. I know that you've been out spending time with some family, and obviously all our prayers and thoughts have been with you. And
Thank you.
I know it's a tough time. I don't know how much you want to disclose or talk about, but he's hanging in there. Tough old guy.
He is, yeah.
We got to get Reed here so they can all poker it up before.
Oh, don't see. You can't.
Oh, I'm not.
Son of a!
Don't
tell Johnny.
We're gonna fuck with Johnny.
It's on the air.
Johnny does not.
Johnny does not listen to this.
He doesn't listen.
Okay, she met a friend out in Charlotte who runs an online poker
Chi-chi thingy
thing, and he's like a multimillionaire. And he just went out. He was in Vegas this weekend, and it was in the money. He came in 27th out of like 300 people.
Right, 800 people.
He's a freaking poker player. So we're gonna have him come. One of your poker nights. He's a college kid from out of town that knows
Even
Daddy.
though he's like 30.
He's gonna go. He's gonna whatever, and we're just gonna have him go sit down.
And
at
he'll
the
totally
table.
go with it too. He'll totally mess.
Yeah, he'll totally. Just for that one night.
Yeah.
Just so that we can mess with Johnny. You in?
Yeah, but don't take a lot of Johnny's money.
Are you in? No, I mean he doesn't need money. So
Right,
I mean,
right.
after he just cleans everybody out, he'll probably just not even give a crap. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, this guy plays for millions.
I'm in for
Are you in?
that.
We gotta
Hell
do
yeah.
it, man. We got to do it. That'd be
I just
awesome.
don't know.
And he looks so nerdy and
I know.
goofy,
He's
and
just,
he's like.
I don't know when there will be a poker night.
in the future.
We haven't,
I mean, he'll know.
we haven't really been playing much with everything that's going on. It's kind of
Yeah.
You know?
Well, totally understandable. But I mean,
Yeah.
once we get things going again, I mean, she'll know Reed for a while. He's not going anywhere.
that's awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, he was actually. Danny was telling us telling me that in Vegas, that's where she stayed a couple days with him, and he was down there playing, and she come walking up, and of course,
all cute as hell.
yeah, with the little booty shorts and the frills and the little tank top, bringing him food, and
And then one of the companies that he's working with, pokernews.com, I think is what it is.
Mhm.
They're helping him with his poker sprout, where he like has all these videos and like
Mhm.
actually teaches people how to play poker.
Mhm.
The correct way.
Johnny
not
would
like
have a field day with that guy.
Huh?
I said Johnny would have a field day with that guy.
yeah.
Anyway, so Poker News has been helping him get, when he got all his stuff like launched and everything, getting everything going, and like they're doing like a cross. They're both posting stuff for each other and all that stuff. So like shortly after I brought him food, because I was just by myself pretty
Right.
much all day in Vegas, just
Walking around.
drinking, drinking and people watching, because that's worth its weight in gold. It is
Yeah.
almost worth to go. It's almost worth going to Vegas just to be, even if I never drank, just to people watch. We
Just
watched a guy
to
with
sit on the strip and just watch.
Holy
yeah.
Hanukkah, it was awesome. We stayed at Caesar's Palace, so
Yeah, that's cool.
just people watching. It was like heaven. So I bring him food, and then the guys from Poker News come and like take pictures and stuff because they have an article about him on their website. So the guys at his table, they're like, "Oh, she was cute. Like, good for you. Like, she's bringing you food. Like, that's really nice." And he's like, "Yeah, I keep her around for whatever." And then the Poker News people come and start taking pictures. So everyone's like, "What is going on? Like, this guy's obviously doing something right." So he's
Now, is
like,
he just getting started? Or
No,
has he
no, no.
been-
No.
He's been
a
doing this since
professional.
college. Yeah.
You might want to. Yeah, Johnny might know who he is. So
I don't think he's like well known. Like he's not
If
like
he's in
famous.
He's real low. Well, it's
he's in
online.
magazines-
Online. It's online.
But he's
Yeah, but
done.
Johnny knows
He's
all
done. Like.
Well, then that would be
tournaments and stuff,
even
too.
better, because if he shows up and Johnny does know
Johnny
who it
would know
is,
what he's
the Johnny not only would be in poker heaven, because
Yeah.
now he's got somebody that's
yeah,
can play at his level.
Right.
But if he gets his money taken, you know, like I said, this guy doesn't give a crap. So he'll be
Yeah.
like, whatever. Just I'll donate you. He just
Yeah.
you know,
It'd be-
little
He
house.
honestly just likes to beat people.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
little
what-
house
yeah.
games for a couple $100. I mean, he doesn't care about that.
Right.
But if Johnny does really good and impresses him,
You never know.
We can all go to Vegas.
We can all go to Vegas. We'll be broadcasting from Caesar's Palace live.
Oh, no, we will not.
Yes, we will. That's all I'll do, man. I'll broadcast, man.
We're all at the slats. So he said after like they start taking pictures and stuff, and then talk to him because he knows the guy. He left or whatever, and then everyone was like, "What is going on with this guy?" Because he's only, I think he just turned 30, so he's younger than
very young.
90% of the people that he's playing with.
Yeah.
So he said after that he bluffed like 6 times in a row or something like that. But nobody messed with him because they're like, okay, obviously this guy
is somebody.
He knows that he's doing some crap. So,
well, they say that the really good poker players play the people; they don't play the cards.
Right.
Oh no, he reads people like it's he will tell you what you're gonna do before you even know you're gonna do it, and then you do it, and he's just like, yeah, whatever.
And what's his name?
Just keeps his name's Reed.
Reed.
Well, Thomas is actually his first name.
Thomas Reed.
Thomas Reed Young. I don't think he's not like famous though, but he's just like super kick ass.
Just like making a lot of money.
But if he has
you know, you got me saying like, and that's not good.
If he's
like what?
What are you doing?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Yeah, I figured I'd stop in and surprise everybody.
That was great. I love it.
We're good to see you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to mess with Johnny.
And you've been in our thoughts and our prayers.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been rough, so I'm tired.
Well, it is rough. It's a rough thing to go through.
It's exhausting. So, but there is an end, you know.
Yep.
So.
Well, good deal. Well, how's everything else going? How's the cheerleader doing?
She's doing good. She's actually getting ready to leave this weekend to go to Fort Worth till July with a friend.
Woo-hoo!
Heck yeah!
You're like, I should get rid of the younger one now. We're smooth sailing.
She's going to church camp soon, so I'll be gone.
Party!
Both of them will be gone.
We'll be at the Bumpus' house.
Your daughter's going to church camp.
Yeah.
Get out of my face, Heather.
What?
That is outlandish. She's gonna catch on fire just because she's your daughter.
Whatever.
Has nothing to do with your daughter.
She's so mean.
She's gonna come back with a boyfriend.
Yeah, she's gonna come back pregnant or married.
Oh, damn!
I'm just kidding.
She's
10.
We were just talking about the age of consent. It's 10 to 13.
If it's bleeding, it's breeding.
Well, then I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Grass on the field, play ball.
Okay, can we move on?
If it's old enough to pee, it's old enough for me.
Right now, Heather's like, why did I stop by?
I know, right?
Kept going.
See what happened? Yeah.
I could have just kept going, kept my mouth
shut. Could have went to Valero and
anywhere else but here. But nope, had to stop by, say hi to Mike and the guy.
Well, I had to.
We're just teasing.
Yeah,
You've got great gals in there. And
your daughters are awesome.
Your daughters are awesome. That's why we're kind of...
They are.
You don't have anything to worry about those two.
Yeah.
Plus, Johnny's a good shot, so...
Yeah. That he is. Yep. So
I'm not worried about it.
But I mean, other than that, they're doing good. Johnny's hanging in there. I went Tuesday and took my nursing entrance exam.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes.
How'd you do?
Look at her trying
I
to
failed. I only missed and it's so funny because you have to get like percentage, and I was like literally like 2% off, and they're like, sorry.
Oh, so it's doable.
Yeah. They're like, sorry, you have to come back, and I'm like, half the shit on here is the reason why I'm going to nursing school is to learn it. But I went today and got the books that I need, and I'll retake it.
Look at her trying to leave us.
I'm not leaving.
I know.
No, I will retake it next week, and the classes start in July, but I go from 6 in the morning till noon, Monday through Thursday. And it's an 18-month program.
Look at her trying to get like a real job and like be professional.
Yeah, like you've done too, and now you're leaving.
I know. Yeah, I don't even want to hear that shit.
I'm gonna go to bed now. You guys can do my segment.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, go ahead. Drink that drink over
That's
there.
the pot calling the kettle marijuana.
Yeah. So
I'm only 22. What do I know? Almost 23. I can't believe it's already like June.
I know
my brain's not fully developed. I cannot be held responsible for any of my
Cannot be
actions.
held responsible at all.
But yeah, so
You're gonna stick with that.
I'm wrong.
But I'm not leaving, and I'm still. I actually have a friend of mine that
Are you still selling that butt cream?
No.
Do you have any? I need to get some from you.
Do you have any leftover stock?
I have a bunch of stuff from.
I really like that face cream too. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Come pay you a visit.
Okay. Oh, okay. But what was I saying? Oh, I have a friend that actually she wants me to investigate her house.
Ooh.
She apparently there's a little boy
in her house.
Oh,
nice.
And
I'll go.
She said he looks like a little farm boy, from back then, and it's actually over by Hutto Cemetery.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so she.
Does he have overalls on?
Yes. And he has she said the bob, the ball cut like they had back then.
Because Mom did it with a pair of scissors
right,
and put a ball in her head.
Yeah. And I actually talked to her today, and I told her, I said, I'd love to come over here at night, and she's like, no problem. So
sweet. Well, let us know when you're ready to do that, and we'll come with you if you want company.
I'm trying to get. I've been so busy. During the day I go over to my father-in-law's, and
he sent you,
which I haven't this past week. I've kind of because of school. I've been trying to get things together with that, and the girls just got out of school. So, but I make my rounds, or if they need anything, I run it over there, and so it's just. By 9 o'clock, I'm like, literally, I'm surprised I'm already not in bed. I mean, that's how exhausted I've been. And Johnny's he's been working so much and trying to get over there. And so me and him haven't even really seen each other. Like, he's at home, actually. Got him an Xbox One. So he's at home.
Strike number
playing online. No, you know what though? It doesn't really bother me because when he's doing that, I'm doing I'm reading or whatever I want to do. So
see, now every time you go up to Johnny, you're going to say, Johnny, do you have a minute to help me out here? I just got this thing over here.
Fucking busy I am.
No, Johnny, really.
Do you have any idea how fucking busy I am?
No, I just need you to just go over to the kitchen and just help.
Do you have any idea how fucking busy I am?
Exactly. But what's bad is the girls have played it more than he has because he hasn't been home.
Yeah.
Good, it keeps them entertained.
And then tonight he got home and I was watching the hockey game and
who won?
Chicago, damn it.
Yes.
No. So they're tied up for the Stanley Cup. But anyway.
Tomorrow night, Cleveland. Yes.
Moving on.
Okay, sorry.
I was watching the hockey game, hoping that Tampa Bay Lightning would win. And they
Florida
ended,
people.
The game ended, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And he's like, can I play Xbox now?
He's waiting over there like a little kid.
And he says, well, aren't you watching the CMTs? I said, I got those recorded. Go ahead and play, And then I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go over and make a surprise visit. So he's like, okay. Meanwhile, he probably was like...
He didn't even know.
He has
no idea where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes by quick when you're playing.
Yeah. The other night, I think I was in bed at like 9. And he's like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. Well, the next day.
4 hours later.
Well, the next day, I talked to him on the phone because I didn't even... I said, well, what time did you come to bed? I think it was like 3 in the morning.
Because you just got to get to that next level,
man.
It's
you like, okay, I got posted. Yeah. So.
You you could beat that just one more guy.
Yeah. I don't even play on it. I literally tried one time.
Don't do it.
And
It'll suck you in.
No, I don't like it. I don't really
Next thing
like
you know, you'll be part of a clan. You'll be starting up a radio station, have your own radio show.
No, that's why I don't. That's why I can't play Call of Duty anymore. I get way too involved.
Yeah,
I get in it. I'm standing up and running. I'm like, oh god.
Riley's into this Halo.
That's another big one.
She is and I'm sitting there going. Johnny tried to play it one night, he's like, let me see what this is all about. And he got into this building and all the lights are out, and he had a flashlight. Well, his flashlight burned out. So he's running and you can hear him running into walls. And he's like, where the hell am I? I don't know what to do. I'm like, go wake up Riley. She'll get you out,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just best to leave it alone.
I don't mess with it. I don't have time.
Well, good deal. Well, it's great to see you.
I'll be back.
I know you will. I got your promo playing.
Awesome. Yes.
I got your promo playing.
William, he should be coming soon.
Whoop.
Yeah, to Texas.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to Australia with him, we can go visit Kelsey.
There we go.
Who also lives in Australia now.
Alex's girlfriend moved to Australia.
Oh, really?
For about 8 months. Yeah, 8 months.
Wow.
Just to experience life. No real
my niece is actually...
And to be a farmer.
To be a farmer.
That's for no reason.
My niece, she's actually getting ready to go to Europe. She's going to be a junior. No, she's going to be a senior this year, but she got a job offer because she's going for a pharmacist.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already taken college courses and going to college on top of having to go her senior year. And she actually got an opportunity, and I think she leaves in like a week or so, and she's going to Europe. And I'm like, you little brat, you know, take me.
Yeah, Europe's awesome.
Yeah, so
I love
she
Europe.
gets to explore all that. I think that, you know, I'm happy for her. So.
Well, good deal. Heather, things that go bump us in the night.
Yes, we just love saying that.
I love it. That's a great nickname. Thanks you for joining us.
Not a problem.
We hope to see you back here full force.
Yes.
Ghost stories, EVPs.
Absolutely.
Pictures that we'll post on OTA Paranormal. Go like the page right now. So
yes,
we'll be prepared.
Do.
You bet.
And I'll be back. All
right. We'll be back after these messages. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air. Ever have a computer issue that you can't figure out? Is your computer running slow, locking up, or giving you the blue screen of death? Now you have a store that not only can diagnose your rig, but if needed, upgrade that tired old workhorse. Centex Computers in Hutto is equipped not only to fix your computer, but give you an honest analysis of what needs to be fixed. Let's face it, your home computer is not only convenient, it's essential for your home or your office to stay in touch in this new virtual world. Now you have a place to take your computer for honest and reliable service. Visit www.centexcomputers.com for locations and times. Centex Computers Hutto is the official computer experts for On the Air with Mike Allen.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks. 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Hey everybody, Heather Bumpus here. Join me every Wednesday night as we explore ghosts, spirits, and all the things that go bump in the night. Like my page, OTA Paranormal on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at HBumpus, #ArmRadio. Listen on the air with Mike Allen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Arm Radio Global.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Armed Radio Global presents its new 2015 Talk at Night lineup.
Mondays 8 p.m. Eastern, spot on with Lino and Tom.
Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Mondays and Fridays 10 p.m. Eastern.
On Tuesdays, Talk Time with Val, 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by High Five at 10 p.m. Eastern with Johnny and Mikey.
Wednesdays on the air with Mike Allen, 10 p.m. EST, and Thursdays Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Join the talk now on Ustream TV. Replays on Spreaker. Exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
All right, we are back. Thank you.
Is it my turn yet?
Is it what?
Bye, guys. Bye,
Bye, Heather. Thanks for stopping by. See you soon.
Text me.
Oh, yeah, you too.
All right.
I'll text you. Well, I never know where you are in this traveling fool.
You can still text me. I got Wi-Fi on the planes. I can text on the planes. Let me know what's up.
Yeah, they got the new feature on the planes.
Really?
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Eats24.com. It's like having a food truck in your pants. Put the app in your phone. Put in the zip code of where you're at. They'll find food for you to bring to you. You pay for it and do everything right off your smartphone. Eat24.com. Proud sponsor of Armed Radio Global. All right, joining me back in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave,
Ooh.
Joe Ellen and Dani Blaze.
I wish I had a burp for my entrance. Dang it. I should have saved that. I've been burping this whole time. I should have saved a good one.
You make me feel brand new.
Do I make you feel like a virgin?
No.
Touched for the very first time?
I think I am a virgin again after so many
Oh, my
years.
God.
Like, what is the time frame that you don't have sex until you're a virgin again?
Well,
I feel like there should be a
when I
time
was
frame.
13, here's what's so funny about being 13.
All right, Danger
When I
Davis,
was
if you're out there
13,
anywhere.
My grandmother
The very minimal
Shut
amount.
your
told
whore
me
mouth.
in the middle of the night. She
The very
said,
little testosterone that you do bring to the table.
I have enough to supply an army.
I do too. Okay. She said, well, after 7 years you become a virgin again. Well, I was still a virgin.
After 7 years?
Wait, you can't just like
When
go
I
to
was
you can't just go to like
13.
Catholic church and be like, yeah, so like
No,
I want to be a virgin
13,
again.
That's
I
what my
thought-
grandmother
Bless me,
said.
Father, for
And
I
she
have
got
sinned.
she got
and
the
then you're like
giggles.
a virgin again, right?
But I'm almost like a double virgin at this point, so whatever.
Oh my god! Oh my
Talk
god!
about that in another segment.
No,
Like
this is
by text.
This is happening right now.
Santa
Yeah.
Claus shit. This
Let's
is crazy.
talk
Can I cuss
about-
yet? Wait, give the disclaimer.
Yes, it's
I'm going to say dirty words and talk about.
Yeah, we're
sex.
late
Also
enough.
talk about
We're
the
late
McKinney
enough.
dude.
We're late enough.
The McKinney situation.
The bikini
The
officer.
McKinney-
No, hold on.
McKinney.
We hit on something
McKinney-
here.
We gotta hit feminism and how much I hate it.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. Can we start feminism right now? Can
Yeah,
Danny
can we just
her
start?
hour?
Fuck.
Hold on.
Let's
No,
do this.
we stumbled on something here that I think.
Boobs. Can I talk about boobs for the next 30 minutes until my segment technically
These are
starts?
mine.
God, Jesus.
Hold on.
this-
We stumbled on something here.
Those are nice. She's so God.
They're real.
I'm so in love with you. I can't even deal.
No.
You're so cute.
I know.
Oh, this is just. I want her to be my lady.
Do what?
So I want her to be my lady.
A lady. crush
Sugar
on
lady?
me.
I have a lady boner for her.
Oh.
So what did you say about the?
I said when I was 13, my grandmother said that after 7 years, you become a virgin again.
After 7 years, and then what did you say?
I said I was still a virgin when she told me that. I was 13.
I haven't even been
No,
having.
but then you said something later.
I said, can we talk about the McKinney thing?
She's so great at You said you were a virgin twice. And then she...
No, I didn't. I said, can
She
we talk
does.
about the
She
McKinney thing?
said we're not going to talk about that. It's a different segment.
It's a different segment.
Oh.
Another
But I
time.
just found the...
I haven't even been.
You make me feel. Yeah, you make me feel so shiny and new, like a virgin. Touch for the very first
I don't know
time,
how Madonna pulled that off.
like a virgin.
This is my favorite video when I
just
was in
like-
high school. I was totally in love with Madonna. Only because she looked hot.
I mean, for her age and what she's been through, I feel like she's always pretty hot.
She's like 100 now, isn't she?
She bugs me.
Like, I don't know. She was there when the dinosaurs roamed, so whatever.
I actually think she's younger than me. I think she's like 2 years younger. Either 2 years younger than me or 2 years
No,
older
she's-
than me.
No, she's plus 50.
Yeah, she's
I'm
over
plus
50.
I'll be 55 this year, the double nickel.
Yeah, she's right around there.
You didn't know you liked older women, did you?
Ooh, I've always wanted a cougar. Okay, what is the age for cougar and, like, isn't that another one,
It's
jaguar?
half your age plus 7. So if you're 50, it's 25 plus 7, 32. Trust me, I'm watching the
So what if it's younger than 32?
I love younger men.
So you would go. So for you to be a cougar, you'd have to get a 32-year-old, 25 to 32-year-old.
Well, I'm 55. I'm 54.
Okay.
So that's 27 plus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be 32. Yeah, if you did
So
that.
you. So,
So I'm
if you
too
went
young.
after- so if you. But well, you know, it's basically anything up to 35, right? So it's 18 to
32.
35 or
No, it's
32.
32 and over.
No, not for the woman. For the woman, the guy. To be a cougar,
It's
you
half
go after
your
a
age
younger
plus
guy.
7.
So it's half your age plus 7 is the end point, but anything between that age and 18 is a free game, right?
It's not. It's more. That's more like.
Rapey.
I mean, if for a guy, that's called creepy uncle, but for a woman, it's
creepy
cougar.
aunt.
For a woman, it's hot.
No, I think it's kind of creepy.
There's,
God, we got to get cameras in here.
we do.
We all have camera phones. Can we not use that?
No, well, the other shows are actually they simul broadcast.
I've seen Imus in the morning.
No, I mean on Armed Radio. Joe's show is simulcast. Matt's show is simulcast, and
This could be simulcast.
it could be, but I don't have
to wear makeup.
I don't have to. Well,
I know, I
yeah.
got to put my wigs on and, like, wear clothes.
I mean, we did it a
And
couple
my
times,
push-up
but the guy that
bra.
was going to produce that is too busy, so he bought equipment, and now we don't have anything. So now we're just straight radio.
Oh, I don't like that.
He's a nice guy. He's just really busy. Okay,
I know.
so you wanted to talk about
McKinney.
McKinney. All right, go ahead.
Hurry up.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
You have to hear us say? Okay.
You're a fascinating individual.
When I watched the video that the propagandists have edited carefully and put out, of course, the spin on it is, the whole line right now that is driving towards the inevitable, which I hope does not happen, but the government takeover of all local law enforcement. So we'll have a national police force.
So it'd be worse.
So it would be worse because it would be over bureaucratic and it would just be a train wreck.
It would almost look like martial law.
Well,
The government
no.
can't even
I'm not
control
talking.
themselves.
No, we're not talking. It's something totally different.
Oh.
We would be like countries in Europe.
Which are?
Like in Germany, they have the Polizei. That's their police force. They don't have state police and constables and deputies and municipal police. They have the Polizei.
A
And
national police force.
The national police force. French have the police or poli or whatever they call it. What is police?
Let's say it in Italian because that's easier.
Spanish.
Polizia.
And Italy is the same way. Those are
Polizia.
national police force. Matter of fact, when I was a cop, we used to do an exchange program with the Polizei. So the Polizei would come over here and ride around with us and see how we do things, and then we would go over to Germany and ride around with the Polizei. I will tell you now that the crap that that citizens get away with here with the police departments, they would not stand 2 seconds in front of a Polizei because they just don't care. They'd be like, move, no, throwing the van.
Do you feel?
Sounds like my Friday nights.
So let me get back on track here.
Okay, sorry.
So that's the whole propagandist dig on this. So the video is edited. So I had to look at it from the perspective of a police officer, which I do. This guy
Mr. Policeman.
was what we call a Blue Falcon.
What does that mean?
BF. Buddy fucker. He's the guy...
Okay, we're not all cops here. I'm so confused.
Buddy fucker. He screws you over.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, like
Blue
literally
Falcon.
fucks. Okay.
We call him a Blue Falcon.
Okay.
So when you're a Blue Falcon, that's not a good thing. That means you can't be trusted. Now, I had served with some BF, some Blue Falcons in my time, and they are the officer that when you're on a call, and it's a high stress call, your job that we trained for, and what I thought I was very good at, and other officers were very good at, as soon as you show up, you try to determine, is everybody safe? Do I need to, disarm somebody? And as soon as we figure that out, the whole purpose of why we're there is not to arrest somebody. It's to solve the problem.
Diffuse.
Whatever the problem is. If tensions are high, calm everybody down, separate who we need to separate, see if a crime has been committed. And if a crime's been committed, we take the appropriate action. If no crime has been committed, we talk everybody down and try to get reason and then disperse. Now, when I was watching the film, the video, there was one point where this guy was running. It was right at the beginning of the video where he trips and does like a combat roll, pops up, and he loses his flashlight, his little Stinger flashlight. Well, the two of the kids that were filming it noticed that. And so they went over and picked up the flashlight, walked over to another officer and said, "Excuse me, one of your guys dropped his flashlight." Now, that officer was like, "Oh, man, thanks. I'll get it back to him." And he was like talking to, everybody just go home. And you could hear him saying, just everybody just go home. I mean, whatever happens here is over. Just go home.
Because no cop that I know wants to fill out that paperwork.
Exactly. And that's the point I'm trying to get to. When police officers go to work, they have two goals: eat and go home alive. And we'll deal with everything between the start of shift and the end of shift. But the whole goal of our shift is not to do massive amounts of paperwork. And when you put hands on somebody, when you throw them on the ground, when you deploy your taser, when you deploy your baton, when you pull your gun, that's paperwork.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do paperwork. So that's the driving force between the de-escalation. I had a saying when we were in Charlie Sector, East Austin is where I worked. I have, in my 8 years as an Austin police officer, you know how many uses of force I had? And I worked 4.5 years in the east side and a year downtown 6th Street. 4.
How did I know that?
4.
I haven't Googled him. You're a wizard, Harry.
Because I would rather take an hour to talk someone into handcuffs than beat them into handcuffs in 3.5 minutes and do 4 hours of paperwork.
Amen, sister.
Is it that much?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
You got to document, take pictures, write reports. I mean, you have somebody in your custody and they cut themselves. It's just, it's such a bother. So this guy shows up, and you can see the other police officers standing around and herding people back, and then this guy's just running around, yelling at people, cussing. It's almost like he was trying to. I don't think he was intentionally trying to get people riled up, but somebody should have grabbed him, pulled him aside, and said,
"Yo, calm down."
Said, "Stop it, calm."
Like his vibe
down.
was not diffusing anything.
Go walk over by your car. We got this. But the problem with this is, and this is where, when I was on the force, the guys that were showing up, when you had everything calm, when you had everybody sitting on the curb, you were figuring out what was going on, everything was diffused, everything was calm. Then they'd show up and stir the pot and get everybody all fired up.
Now you got paperwork.
Those guys were our equals. So I could walk over and grab somebody on the front of his shirt and pull them off to the side because I'm kind of a big guy and say, "Look, dude, I got this. Go. You're 10-8. Get off my call."
So wait, I have a question. Why?
But this guy's a corporal. So now he's leadership.
Oh.
So this guy shows up. He's got a bunch of patrolmen, and he's a corporal.
And they can't stop him.
And it's not that they can't stop him, but one of the reasons I left the department and the culture is that you go to work not to get fired. And a lot of people don't understand that about police work now. It's not about politics. It's not about serving the public. It's not about interpreting the law. It's not about solving problems. You go to work not to get fired. So you got all these guys that are on this call, which probably was a bunch of rowdy kids making a bunch of noise, being kids, And then you get a bunch of kids, and it's even louder and more rowdy. And then I'm sure there were some fights, but they're kids. You know?
So like my brother.
Yeah,
There
you
were
show
some
up.
residents that were
There were some
snarking
residents
out.
that were out there. You show up, and we used to have these Fox 40 whistles. Fox 40 whistle is a 3-tone whistle with no little ball in it that referees use for the NFL.
Right.
Very loud, especially downtown on 6th Street. When there's a big brawl in front of Coyote Ugly,
You hear that whistle
start
too.
blowing. And you blow, and you blow, and you wade into the crowd, and you blow that whistle, and you blow, 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 and you look around, and you
'Cause you
blow,
don't wanna
and
fill
you
out
look around,
paperwork.
and you look at, well, everybody's gone, 10-8. And if there's one guy that doesn't get it, that's who we deal with.
Yeah.
And he's always the drunkest, frat, douchiest.
So I have a question. How do you
He's
know,
a law student.
how do you know that guy was a BF, a Blue Falcon?
Because he went in there and he stirred the pot.
But
He stirred the pot. I mean, I could just tell by the demeanor of the other officers. They weren't out of control. A lot of them were trying to stay away. That's why you only see him in the frame, because they're trying to get as far away from that clown as possible. They don't want to be. They don't want to be anywhere near him because they know everything's being filmed. And again, that's not against the law. I never had a problem with that personally. If somebody, even in East Austin, when I'm arresting somebody, I had a foot pursuit. I've tackled somebody. We used to have that cop watch group. I didn't care. Just don't get on my back to do it. Stand over there. You got a zoom lens. Do whatever you're going to do. I got a camera too. You film. You do what you need to do.
Right.
Just don't get between me. Don't interfere with what I'm doing.
well, and if you're doing your job correctly, you don't care if you're being filmed.
Well, with the cop watch folks, they don't know what we're supposed to be doing correctly. They just want to make their 15 minutes of fame.
So basically, the cop that was all up in the Kool-Aid, the BF, he was pretty much escalating the situation.
He was escalating it.
As opposed to the other cops that were like,
Man.
hey, stop doing this, and then let's all go home, and then that's it.
And there's two thoughts behind the young gal in the bikini. One of the most dangerous people I've ever dealt with on 6th Street, the dangerous people, were the drunk college-age girls, 100 pounds, wearing hardly nothing, and they had sharp, spike, high-heel shoes. And I don't care how big you are. I don't care where you stand. They always aim for your family jewels.
Really?
And it hurts.
They will ruin your treasure chest.
And they will ruin it, and now they've got an assault charge.
Wee Willie Winkle will never go to town again.
So, but
his nightgown got ripped off.
Having said that, I did not see anywhere in the video, and I watched the video numerous times looking for all the little things that I drew from my experience. I did not see anywhere where that young lady, who ended up being 15, in a bikini, was a threat to anyone. And if she doesn't leave right away because she's 15 and she's stupid, you just keep telling her to leave. You relax. Hey, lady, look, just leave. Just go away. You can come back later. Just get everything calmed down.
Right.
Reason with them if you have to. Let them talk their smack. You're worried about You're worried about going home alive. She's not going to kill you.
Right.
You're a cop.
She doesn't have a gun in that bikini.
And that and this guy who lost his career because he acted stupid was the lead hand-to-hand instructor. He knew jiu-jitsu. He knew his own. You should be confident in your own abilities as a police officer to handle yourself. Through that confidence is how you get your point across. If you look like you're out of control and mad, you've lost. Remove yourself from the situation. You've got to be firm, confident, and you got to carry yourself so that person looks at you and says, you know what, I probably could take him, but God, there's just something about that guy. He's not going to go easy. I'll leave him alone.
The fact that he's in a uniform, I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here without. I'm not going to jail.
The number one level of use of force for an officer is his presence. That's the bottom rung. You show up, you're the authority. Period.
Right.
It escalates from there based on the circumstances you run into. He grabbed that girl, started throwing her on the ground. I can totally see her friends going, whoa, 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 wait a minute, what are you doing? And that's when he pulled his gun. But at that point, mentally, he was not in the moment. He was not in the moment to solve the problem. He was reacting, and he was letting it escalate out of his control. And because he probably had a reputation for that, there was 7, 8 other cops there. How many other cops do you see in that video?
So I have a question.
Sure.
Based on that, do you think since Ferguson and the crazy everything
over dramatized bullshit
stuff,
that's pretty much
the propaganda and blah blah all that stuff, and I'm not taking the cop side or the public side or whoever. I'm just saying we've had a tremendous amount of pot stirring about that around the subject of cops not doing their jobs right, not doing their jobs
and the
well.
militarization of the police,
right?
and
all that stuff. Do
yeah.
you think that there are a lot of there's a section of the force that has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder that they didn't have before?
No, I think it's a bad time to be a cop. Mm-hmm. I think everybody's going to work scared for their jobs because any little thing. Now, this is also an opportunity for people to gain power through getting rid of people for BS. Kind of what happened to me, and what I ran into. It's just, I mean, you want to be able to trust your leadership. You want to be able to trust the people, your sergeants. You want to be able to trust your fellow officers.
But sometimes you can't, and you have to accept that.
And a lot of times you can't. And right now, I think it's
Why
so.
we have an age of consent.
And right now, it's just so the propaganda machine has been driving this so hard,
Right.
that I think it's manipulating the public consensus of a national police force, which I think would be one of the death throes of our republic.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I wish
I'd written that down. That was a great sentence. I'm going to put it on Facebook. Say it again. The manipulation.
The manipulation of the populace by the propagandists is the driving force behind the nationalization of our police force.
Which would be one of the
death throes of our republic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Allen.
No, but for I don't have a problem with cops, but I'm also not out there breaking the law. Like, I feel like all this propaganda started because there's jackasses out there that are doing stupid shit, and then they're blaming cops for catching them. No, you broke the law, plain and simple.
And there are,
there's crooked cops out there, but there's also...
Well, they're not crooked, they're just not good.
Okay, there's bad cops out there, but there's also cops that are doing their job.
Yeah, and they're the ones that end up on Facebook or on YouTube and all that crap. Is that one or two Blue Falcons out there that just
ruined it for everybody.
Ruined it for the guys that are just trying to go do their jobs.
They just want to go home.
One of my favorite part of being
home.
a cop is just the problem solving. I saw it as a challenge.
Right.
So when I show up to a family disturbance, I show up to a fight, I show up to a call where there's an identifiable problem. It was fascinating to me the whole human.
Psyche.
The human psyche and how everybody lies to you. And how you could get the answers out of people, and I'm using that, I use that here on my show, just to guide them through the problem, and a lot of times just letting them figure it out for themselves that they're kind of being stupid.
Right. They just need somebody to help them connect the dots.
Exactly.
That
and that's what was
idiots.
fascinating about the job to me. Plus the foot chases and driving with the lights and siren are kicking the pants. I'm sorry.
And making illegal U-turns in a neighborhood.
Absolutely. And doing power slides and drifting. I loved it. And especially on Motor Cop going 0 to 90 in 4.3 seconds.
Do you still have your handcuffs?
I do.
Yeah.
And I know how to use them.
Oh, Jesus.
But anyway.
That's good. That's interesting. That's good. I'm glad to get your perspective on that.
So what's your take on it?
I am heartbroken about the racist aspect of it.
And that's all propaganda, though.
I know, but that's why I'm heartbroken.
And that's another thing that propagandists are jumping all over is they're trying to see. Here's the thing.
The government's trying to divide us so that way they have a leg to stand on to control us.
Right.
Exactly.
Simple as that, no matter what it is.
This is probably my biggest issue with Obama, is that when Ferguson happened, he had the opportunity to unite our country, and he stepped up, and he didn't not unite. He absolutely divided.
Yeah.
He divided, and he promoted division, and that's a good leader will always promote unity,
And we just blew through the commercial break, so we're going to take an extra long one at the top of the hour as we prepare for Dani Blaze.
I know, I can't wait to talk about feminism, why it's bullshit.
But do you know what I mean? I mean,
here's the deal.
I really believe that he did that, and I hate to be anti my president. I really do. That's not something that I think.
I didn't like it when he messed with my health care, but...
Well, no, I had a real problem with that, too.
As someone who
builds websites, the website for the healthcare
It's horrible.
absolutely sends me to the moon.
Yeah.
Sends me to the moon.
It's crazy. Well, here's the thing. If you step back with new eyes, and the only way to get new eyes is to read the Constitution, understand what power you have as a citizen, and it's not frivolous. And what a lot of people now, though, is they find their credibility in what they're reading. They look for that credibility on TV and online. So if you stand back and think about it, right now we're being divided on three fronts: race, social, economic status,
Right.
and religion.
Right.
So if you watch Fox News, you're going to get the conservative, pro-Christian agenda.
Pro-Israel and pro-Israel.
And pro-Israel. If you watch MSNBC, you're going to get the pro-LGBT, pro-atheist, socialist, or liberal view.
Right.
And if the ABC's the same way, but that's how they divide us. I mean, if you think about it.
But if you listen to Armed Radio,
Or the anti-media.
you're not going to get any of that.
No,
you're
none
gonna
of
get
it.
bacon.
You're going to get jalapeno bacon and Chex Mix and vodka.
And
Big Red.
6 tits.
Because if you don't like Big Red, then fuck you.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and I was listening to Hannity today. I don't know why. Because I don't like the man. I mean, I listen to it more because I'm listening to it with new ears as a critical thinker. I've never been able to categorize myself as somebody can see through the bullshit. So I like to listen to it to make sure I'm on my game.
To be a critical thinker.
And he was defending this cop about, that guy, he didn't know if that guy had a shank. Come on. First of all, it's a freaking pool party. And yes, somebody there could have had a shank. And yes, somebody there could...
Speedo.
Sure, and they could have been...
I know how to make shanks thanks to Gangland out of multiple different household items, but I don't have a shank.
As a police officer, you have to walk into the situation and take in the totality of your surroundings.
Right.
And when you're at a pool party with kids, I doubt any one of those kids got up that morning and said, I'm going to put this shank in my shorts, and when I see a police officer, I'm going to stab him.
Right.
Now, can I say that can happen? No, I'm not saying it can't happen. But I'm saying, is the probability of that happening there going to happen? Probably not.
Right.
So I don't buy the fear for my life at all. I don't. Because I've been in situations...
What about the thing where they said the two kids came up from...
Because he was throwing their 15-year-old girl on the ground.
Behind.
Because he was in the act of throwing a girl on the ground.
No, I'm saying that one of the things that they said to defend him was that he pulled his gun because he thought he was being attacked from behind.
Exactly.
Was that...
Which goes all the way back to, why are you being attacked? What was the totality of the circumstances when you showed up? What was the scene when you showed up? A bunch of kids in bathing suits.
Right.
Most cops are like, hey, y'all need to go home. Done.
And they were being dispersed. They were leaving. The police officers were there.
Get in the pool.
Yeah, everybody get in the pool. Displace all the water. Now get out. And there'll be like 3 inches left.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? You gotta go into it with the mentality of being a problem solver. Yeah, be safe, but don't give me that because of an off chance one of those guys was going to kick your ass. First of all, you got to ask yourself, why is he going to kick your ass? He's a teenager at a pool party. What's his motivation to kick your ass? What did he wake up that morning and say, I'm going to go kick an officer's ass? It's more likely if you were downtown in the slums dealing with a gangbanger, that might be a then the probability is higher. But when you're but the reaction of him throwing a girl in a bikini on the ground, and these kids were like, whoa, 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 stop, what are you doing? That's not, to me, an attack.
But that's the thing. That because of the propaganda that's going on, the manipulation, as you said, now I can't remember the sentence that was so great.
God damn it, we should have wrote that down.
But because of that, you have to admit that some of those kids, as soon as they see cops, are responding to the propaganda, not to the reality.
And that's true, which is even more...
To an extent, though.
Even
to
more,
an extent. Not all of them, but some of them are.
And that's even more reason to go into situations with a clear head,
right?
With the spirit of solving the problem and de-escalating the situation, so everybody goes home.
All I'm saying is I'm gonna be pissed if I'm in a bikini and I get tackled. I'm gonna be pissed. Because I'm going to have scrapes and bruises, and
And
that
if-
is not bikini
and
body
you're-
ready.
And you're going to be, and especially if you didn't swipe right on Tinder.
I'm going to be ticked off if anybody ever actually
Anyways,
sees
commercial
me in a
break for
bikini.
my segment about feminism and why it's stupid.
Well, we're going to take an early break since we,
It's a long break.
I have a commercial.
because this. Do you?
Oh, what's your
Yeah.
commercial?
Oh, go
I
ahead.
have a commercial.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be singing at Two Rivers Market for 5 happy hours this summer. They're at 103 Austin North Austin in Georgetown, and they are groceries, bakery, and wine bar.
Yes, those are like
Friday
three of
from
my
5 to
favorite
7.
things.
You had us a wine bar.
And beer on tap, like craft beers, and
Why is that not in real life?
It's got to be.
and Two Rivers Market in Georgetown. I'm going to be singing
What night?
Friday night. This Friday night. Then 2 weeks from that, and then 3 Fridays and Saturday. In
Nice.
July.
So if you're in the local area, you know where to go. Three Rivers Market in Georgetown.
Two Rivers Market.
Oh yeah, the San Gabriel and what are the other ones?
San Gabriel and Austin Avenue.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It's in-
mention that a couple more times.
Okay.
When we come back, we're getting in bed with Dani Blaze. She's going to talk about feminism and how it's so fantastic, and how it's the new wave of the few. No.
By fantastic, you mean a crock of shit.
Stick around. It's going to be fun. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air. Ever have a computer issue that you can't figure out? Is your computer running slow, locking up, or giving you the blue screen of death? Now you have a store that not only can diagnose your rig, but if needed, upgrade that tired old workhorse. Centex Computers in Hutto is equipped not only to fix your computer, but give you an honest analysis of what needs to be fixed. Let's face it, your home computer is not only convenient, it's essential for your home or your office to stay in touch in this new virtual world. Now you have a place to take your computer for honest and reliable service. Visit www.centexcomputers.com for locations and times. Centex Computers Hutto is the official computer experts for On the Air with Mike Allen.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks. 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365 exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Hey everybody, Heather Bumpus here. Join me every Wednesday night as we explore ghosts, spirits, and all the things that go bump in the night. Like my page, OTA Paranormal on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at HBumpus, #ArmRadio. Listen on the air with Mike Allen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Arm Radio Global.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Armed Radio Global presents its new 2015 Talk at Night lineup.
Mondays 8 p.m. Eastern, Spot On with Lino and Tom.
Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Mondays and Fridays 10 p.m. Eastern.
On Tuesdays, Talk Time with Val, 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by High Five at 10 p.m. Eastern with Johnny and Mikey.
Wednesdays on the air with Mike Allen, 10 p.m. EST, and Thursdays Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Join the talk now on Ustream TV. Replays on Spreaker. Exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Attention World of Tank gamers. Armed and its affiliated divisions are recruiting entire clans and tankers. Armed, the largest and most progressive gaming community on the World of Tanks gaming platform. Now on 3 servers. To join, visit www.armedtanks.net or hashtag need a toaster. Toast that, bitches.
Cell, 2G, 2000 watts. Yeah, yeah.
The views and opinions on In Bed with Dani Blaze are the views and opinions of Dani and Dani alone. I do not take any responsibility for it whatsoever. But if you'd like to send emails complaining about her, you can send them to mikeallensports@gmail.com, and I will read them, and then I will read them live on the air. If you'd like to call in, 512-539-0357, or you can tweet at MikeAllen_OTA, hashtag it Armed Radio. That way I'll be able to see it, and we can read it live out loud. Now, joining Dani in bed, Joe Ellen is sticking around. Here she is, Miss Dani Blaze.
So tonight we are going to talk about why I hate feminism, because this whole feminist movement, okay, I'm not anti-women being self-sufficient and strong women and opinionated, any of that. I'm for that. But this whole feminism, equal rights bullshit that women are so hung up on, like, I don't want to shave my armpits and I want to bleed free and all that crap. One, that's disgusting. We're not in Europe. Shave your armpits. This is the modern year. If you don't want to, I know mine are probably bad. I got 2 chinchillas, but whatever. I'm not bitching about it.
It looks like you're smuggling 2 hedgehogs.
Do not bleed freely. That's disgusting, and no one wants to see that shit. I'm a grown-up, I don't want to see that. So that's just 2 subcategories of feminism.
Which I assume is not only hot, but also moist.
But, so my issue with this whole, one of my main issues with this whole feminist movement is that a lot of the quote-unquote feminists that are out there are, we want equal rights, we want to be paid the same and treated the same, but then on the same hand, they'd like to turn around and be like, I want to be treated like a lady, and I want him to do everything for me. Okay, well then that's not equal rights.
Yeah, we're equal, but you buy my drinks and open the door, or you're not a gentleman.
Yeah, so that's not equal. That's like saying apples and oranges are the same thing. men and women are not equal because men and women
fruit.
Yes. That's about it. We're all humans.
Yes.
So now women and men are two different things. No matter how much you get paid, no matter what you eat, no matter how you dress. We're two different beings. Yes, we're both humans, but we're two subcategories of one category. Like, we all start at the tip of the triangle and break off into a family tree of things. We're not equal, and that's because you can't be equal when you're two different things. You can't eat an orange and be like, ooh, this apple's delicious. Like, it's 100% different. I don't want to be equal because, one, when you're equal, no matter if you're a man or a woman, you are comparing yourself to something and you refuse to either go above that. You just want to be the same. You're like, they're fighting to be mediocre. You don't want to be above it.
You get stuck in
You don't want to be, you're not being you. You're not being the best you. You're too busy comparing yourself to something that's irrelevant to even, like, you're putting yourself on hold. You're stopping your own life to put yourself. You could be better. You could be getting paid more than a man.
And most women do get paid more than men.
But the thing is, women are so hung up with this, I want to be equal, that they're...
Well, I have a theory about that, if I may.
Go for it.
Why men make more in the workplace than women, which really hasn't been proven. But anyway, using the same... Hold on.
Use that.
Using the same facts that we came up with that little gem... And using, and this is a theory that I have, and of course, it's, again, not backed up by any facts or any research. This is just a theory, kind of like global warming.
It's climate change.
I'm sorry, climate change.
This is coming from your critical thinking.
This is coming from my critical thinking. The reason why, if women do make less than men, is because we buy all the drinks, so it kind of evens out over time.
I had the same argument with my mom. I was like, Mom, why are you mad? I was like, when a guy asks you on a date, you expect him to pay.
That's what gentlemen do.
Yes.
And you wouldn't want to go out with a man that's not willing to pay for his date.
Yes, but the same, like, I feel like I don't want to be equal because I want to be treated like a fucking princess. So I need you to call me princess. I need you to bring me martinis, and I need you to feed me marshmallows, and then leave me alone when I want to.
And then when you're on your period, throw cupcakes at you from a safe distance.
From a very safe distance.
And fudge.
And anything that has sugar in it, basically. Food, just the food. But
chocolate, butter, and sugar combination of any kind.
Yes. Or literally those three things in a bowl. Usually do it for me.
Put it on the end of a 2x4, slowly ease it into the room.
Yeah, it's like
that has actually happened in my life.
It's like feeding a wild tiger. You can't just walk up and pet a wild tiger. You gotta
then run.
You gotta get to know it. You gotta make sure the animal senses that it's safe. Oh god!
Don't make any sudden movements.
Don't dip and dodge. Another thing that I hate with this whole feminist movement is that, and she's going to touch on it, I just want to bring it up because we were both talking about it, is that you can't say that you're pro-women and women are so wonderful and we're all great. One, we're all fucking crazy, so no, we're not the greatest thing since sliced bread. I will admit that. I have crazy eyes all the time. Don't sidestep me on a bad day because it's going to be not a good time.
Christ almighty, it's like I'm sitting here playing cards with my brother's kids or something.
Yeah, except we kill you at the
nerve-wracking sons of bitches.
You didn't put your dishes away. But that's neither here nor there.
I call that bold talk for
I
a
like
one-eyed
being
fat man.
a woman because I like that I can have such an emotional range. And I feel like we're brought up to be, quote-unquote, sissy and prissy and whatever. I like being pretty. I like taking care of myself. I don't want to be some rough-and-tumble lumberjack woman. I don't want to be some wild lady who's not shaving and not showering and being some hippie bitch. No, I want to be pretty. I want to go take care of myself.
Kind of smell like a wet dog.
Yeah, I don't want to smell like a wet dog. I want to smell like New Orleans. Apparently.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh God, she's
Have
such
you
soft skin.
smelled me?
I have.
Do you want to smell
as soon as you walk in.
But that's what
I've been smelling you the whole time you're here. Yes.
That's good.
That's what
I'm afraid to stand up right now.
Oh my God, you're not talking!
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
We're not equal. I'm above you, therefore I can talk what I want, and you are not
Yes,
allowed
ma'am.
to share your opinion. Don't
Yes,
you
ma'am.
dare cry. There's no crying in baseball.
Yes, ma'am.
But I like being a woman. I like.
Will your mouth still remember the
these
taste
nuts,
of
yes.
These nuts.
I'm going to also bring that up too. No. It goes with the theme, I promise.
Okay.
I personally like being a woman. I like being feminine. I like the fact that I'm allowed to express my emotions. Men are brought up to be tough, not share their feelings, and be very white and black.
Protectors.
And yes, as to where women, we have free emotional range and we're allowed to be crazy. We can plead temporary insanity in the court, and that you can get away with that.
As a woman.
Yeah. No man can be like, I was so emotional, my period, and that.
I had the vapors.
We get a lot of, what women fail to realize is that
I had
with
the
being,
vapors last night.
What women fail to realize is that being lower, I'm air quoting for people that obviously cannot see me since you're listening to me, air quoting, lower on the totem pole than men, we actually have a lot more perks. We have to deal with some bullshit like periods and like men, but... Okay, so how can you bitch about men being stupid and whatever they are that you're complaining about and then want to be equal to them? If they're such a pain in your ass, why do you want to be the exact same as them? It makes no sense to me. I don't want to be equal to a man. Men are stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you need them.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
And then you like them.
And I do like them, obviously.
Hey, what did I say about using sarcasm, little lady?
That you're not sure how it works?
Exactly.
Exactly. So why do you want to be equal to something that you're not? Like, it's this... I think women were so, like, suppressed through the ages, and women were... You know, back in the day, a woman stayed home, she took care of her kids and her husband come home.
But back in the day, man, the women were royalty. I mean, there was wars fought over women.
Some of us understand that we still are.
I mean, even back in the southern, in the United States, in the Southern Belles, they're talking about those women were taken care of. I mean, they had
the jackets laid over the puddles. They had roast
absolutely, and guys would lay down on their stomachs to let them get walked over to get over a puddle.
Yeah, I don't want to be equal to that. No, I want to be treated better than you.
There's actually a picture on Facebook, and if I see it again, I'm going to comment on it, where there's a picture of a man and woman walking next to the street, and the woman is on the outside, and the man's on the inside. Mm-hmm. And the comment I'm going to put on there is to say, according to a feminist, this is okay.
Right.
Because if we're equal, then don't make a big deal out of it.
Are you okay with me talking now?
Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
This moment of passive aggressiveness brought to you by E24.com.
No, I know that you've been thinking about this and you feel passionate about it, and I don't want to step on your shine. So I think part of the reason about the equal pay is I think a lot of women don't have equal pay because they don't ask for it.
Well, here's the thing. No one can...
I actually wasn't finished.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And this is why I don't want equality right there. Boom. We say it happens.
No, I really think that's true. I think women are not... I think a lot of times we don't ask for it. You know? I may have talked about Mary Kay Ash last week. Did I talk about her last week? I love Mary Kay Ash, and let me tell you why. She was one of the top salespersons in any company that she was in. Okay? She would become the queen of...
This is the Mary Kay Cosmetics, right?
Yes. She would become the queen of sales. And except they didn't have queen of sales. They only had king of sales. And you'd win something big. You know, you'd win a big prize. Well, she would win, like, a Flounder Light. You know, they didn't even have a concept of how to appreciate her achievements through a female perspective. And she was often passed over, even though she had the better track record. So here's what I love about her. She said, okay, that's fine. I'll just go start my own multi-million-dollar company that has more women making over $100,000 a year than any other company in the entire world.
And they make some sort of lotion that repels mosquitoes that is amazing.
That's Avon. We don't talk about that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Again, not equal. We'll bring up that subject later.
But here's the thing. I think she realized I could ask for this, but
I'll just go do it myself.
Why don't I just go do it myself and do it better? And you know why they have pink Cadillacs? Because she was going to go buy a pink Lincoln. Is it Lincoln
Town
Mercury? Lincoln Town Car.
It's a town car.
And she goes, and I'd really like it to be this color of pink. It kind of matches my little brand. And I go, oh, we're not going to be able to do that for you. So she went across the street to the Cadillac guy and says, can you match this? And he said, yeah. And now the fleet is of Cadillacs. Mm-hmm. And the Lincoln Town Car guy died poor eating McDonald's. He couldn't even afford E24.
And that's still a thing today when Mary Kay representatives get to a
I can't wait
certain
to have
level.
a pink Cadillac. I don't want to be a Mary Kay salesperson. I just want a pink Cadillac.
You can probably get them there for sale.
That they get awarded a pink Cadillac.
Yeah. And here's the other thing that's really interesting about her business plan was so brilliant that it actually has been studied. It's studied in business classes at universities.
It's direct marketing.
But it's one of the smartest direct marketing out there because you buy for $1, you sell for $1. All the other direct marketing, I'm selling you something and I'm getting 30% profit, 30% of the profit.
Some of them, yes.
A lot of them, most of them are.
No, yeah. Well, there's different levels of how the compensation flows, and even Mary Kay didn't come up with the concept. She took an existing concept and then put her twist on it, which works for her because she was very focused on one item or one
brand,
one makeup
niche,
makeup and feminine products and skincare and stuff like that. And the company, and actually the company that she modeled or took her that concept idea from is the biggest multi-level marketing company ever, even though they screwed themselves up, changed their name for a little while.
Is it Amway?
Lost a bunch of stuff. But Amway started out as a Nutrilite.
Right.
Yeah, and Nutrilite.
I didn't realize that her business plan came from that.
It didn't come from that. It was taken from that idea that direct marketing.
Oh, okay.
They don't spend money on advertising. It's all word of mouth.
Right, but her structure, her structure, her profit structure is ingenious, and it's very interesting. But here's the other thing, and this is why she was very successful. She celebrated women. She was one of in my mind, you should read about her, because she was, to me, she's like, I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to empower you to do your thing.
And that's what feminism should be. That's not what it is.
And if somebody dated Mary Kay, he opened the door for her, put his coat down over.
But here's the other thing.
Exactly.
Can I add one more thing? This is my last thing.
I'm sorry.
Because feminism, I'm serious, because feminism does not celebrate you or empower you if you're Michelle Duggar.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you are not aligned, this is my deal about feminism. If you're not aligned with them politically, then you're not celebrated.
Yeah.
And that's problematic. That's not feminism. That is stupid. I don't know.
We'll call it stupid.
Find a better word than stupid.
No, stupid. It's perfect.
Well, I mean, it's hypocritical. It's not intellectually honest. It's saying if you don't buy into my brand of feminism, then you're really not a feminist. Well, I'm absolutely pro-life, So I'm not, and I absolutely believe that women should be paid equal to men, and I absolutely believe that I am as fearless and as important and as valuable as any man, and I absolutely believe that all women should be celebrated, and etc. But because I'm pro-life, I am not considered a feminist.
A feminist.
And
you
shave your armpits and you don't bleed freely.
Oh, this is so gross. I don't want to. That's weird. How are you going to be talking to somebody at work? I would just be staring at your bloody vagina the whole time. That's disgusting. And I have a period, unfortunately. My thing with feminism is, I'm pro-choice because I would never give up a child for my own personal beliefs. But I don't feel like I have the right to tell somebody else that. That's your business. Doesn't affect my life. Do what you want. I don't care. I don't think it should be a form of birth control. I don't think you should have, a fun weekend in Padre and, all of a sudden you got to go kill a child now. But
that douchebag Chad who said he loved you at the frat party.
And then all of a sudden doesn't talk to you anymore.
And then Monday doesn't know who you are. Yeah.
He's done that to so many women.
So I don't... Oh, fucking Chad.
I hate him.
So speaking of Chad.
Chad and Seth. Wait a minute, what?
What? So I'm pro-choice because I don't feel like I should have the right to tell another woman what she should do. Now, granted, I feel like there should be... I guess you can't really put guidelines on it. So I just feel like you do what you do. It doesn't affect me. I think they should have to go through certain...
Counseling.
Laws. Yeah, I guess we'll call it educational.
Informational.
Informational. They should have to go through things before they are allowed to make the decision. Just like when you want to become, when you're a transgender. You have to go through, you can't just wake up one day and be like, I'm going to go to the hospital and get a penis, like, or a vagina, whatever.
And the view
you have to actually go through a lot of stuff. So I feel like I don't have the right to tell her that she can't have an abortion if that's what she feels like is the best situation for her. Not my business. It doesn't affect me. Not my choice, but whatever. But I'm not gonna.
I'm keeping the baby because there's a star in the east.
That's a miracle, baby. But I'm not gonna look down on her for
Camels
that.
will start showing up.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at this skanky slut just out there ripping and running. Got a frequent flyer card for the abortion clinic. I don't care. But that goes back to celebrating. Like, I'm not gonna put you down because you have a different opinion than me. Mm-hmm. And women are the worst about that. You can't say let's boost women up and be all awesome and then turn around and be like, hey, this girl's out having sex with whoever she wants, she's a slut. You can't beat them down when they have a different opinion than you, but on the same hand be like, we all need to be friends and bake cupcakes and ride unicorns. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. That's what I do with all my girlfriends, is ride unicorns.
It's bullshit. You know?
All right, Danny's going to collect herself.
No, but for real.
Danny went unicorn in the first segment, so we're going to give her a chance.
It's all the Big Red. I'm happy about it. I don't know what it means,
She
but I
just
love it.
powered down a 2-liter bottle of Big Red, so this should be interesting. Stick around.
Pile it down.
We'll be back. We're in bed with Dani Blaze. On the air with Mike Allen. Ever have a computer issue that you can't figure out? Is your computer running slow, locking up, or giving you the blue screen of death? Now you have a store that not only can diagnose your rig, but if needed, upgrade that tired old workhorse. Centex Computers in Hutto is equipped not only to fix your computer, but give you an honest analysis of what needs to be fixed. Let's face it, your home computer is not only convenient, it's essential for your home or your office to stay in touch in this new virtual world. Now you have a place to take your computer for honest and reliable service. Visit www.centexcomputers.com for locations and times. Centex Computers Hutto is the official computer experts for On the Air with Mike Allen.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks. 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Hey everybody, Heather Bumpus here. Join me every Wednesday night as we explore ghosts, spirits, and all the things that go bump in the night. Like my page, OTA Paranormal on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at HBumpus, #ArmRadio. Listen on the air with Mike Allen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Arm Radio Global.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Cell, 2G, 2000 watts. Yeah, yeah.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're in bed with Dani Blaze. Also joining us here, staying late, because I fed her bacon.
Hashtag feminism. She don't need no man to tell her when to go to bed. She's an independent woman.
That's right. It's Joe Ellen. Here she is, Dani Blaze.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading and fixing my hair. Because I have to look good for the people that are not looking at me. Okay, go. Make your points. What are we talking about now?
So, we're still talking about feminism.
Well, I know that.
And it is important, I think, to appreciate the battle that other women have done to go before.
To get us this far.
Yes. But I think there's a little bit of overcorrection that's happened. If you watch almost any television in the last 20 years, have you noticed that the fathers and the men are portrayed as idiots? It's like there's an overcorrection of it. I mean, the battle that's happened is important, and you cannot take that away from the women who've done that through passion. And maybe they haven't done it exactly right, but it's absolutely happened. But men, if you're really going to be a true feminist, if you're really going to be an empowered woman,
you should have to put down men to do it.
Exactly. You're going to empower men at the same time. And you will never hear me say that men are dogs. I will never say that. I think that is one of the most horrendous, heinous things that you could say. Is for me as a woman to put down another gender wholesale and just say men are dogs. I can't say that. I find that if I say that about men, I'm actually hurting my psyche as much as I am. Do men act like jerks? Yes. Do they miss the boat sometimes? Yes.
But that's not every man.
Do they think like women? No, because they're men. They're not supposed to think like me. So I think that you have to appreciate what's gone before, and you have to appreciate the effort that's been put in. But I also think there has been a major overcorrection of whatever injustices may or may not have existed before. And I think men are having a rough time at some level because they're not... I don't think men are appreciated the way they need. You were talking about how historically women were appreciated. I don't think men are appreciated the way they were historically. I mean, men... I know this is about feminism, but I got to tell you, I think men are great. I love men.
Well,
I mean... No, I do.
Look at Titties McGee over here dancing away.
Do you know? I mean, I think there's a lot of things. I see so many men that I admire.
When I go on a date.
Put me in cold.
Anyway, back to the bacon.
If you're gonna be a feminist, then you need to celebrate all women, but you also need to celebrate men because men are not the enemy. Ignorance is.
Amen.
You should write that down.
That is a quote for the fucking century.
Let's write it down.
Because we already forgot the other quote. No, you can't use the back scratcher to write shit down. So back to that.
Feminism.
Oh, she's writing. Stop talking out loud. I can't think when you talk. I'm mesmerized by your voice.
I know you are, darling.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I see. I wish I could be a Southern Belle, but
You haven't even heard me sing.
I know. I'm so excited. See, I can't be a Southern...
Friday.
I can't,
not this Friday. Next Friday.
I'll be gone, yeah. I can't be a Southern Belle because I think I'm too far gone. If you know what I mean. My ladylike skills are slim to none. But back to the whole, like, celebrating men, too. Another thing why I don't want to be equal to men is, like I was saying on the commercial break, is let's talk about sex. Everyone, like, back in the day, like, we saw those, like, 1940s ads where it was, like, men could just, like, come home and, like, rape and pillage their women. And that was the thing. Like, women couldn't say no to that. I like the fact that I'm a woman. I control that. If I'm not having it, you ain't having it. So, in order for you to get what you want from me, you then have to give what I want. I feel like, I'm selfish. Yeah, empower men. Not all men are dogs. I've said that. Like, just because there's been men that have done me wrong in the past doesn't mean the next guy I'm going to treat like shit. Because one guy was a dick to me. But at the same hand, I like the fact that I can control situations. If I'm like, nope, I don't want to have sex, I'm tired. Even if I'm not, I can just be being an asshole. I like having that. I like the selfish aspect of me being a woman.
And in those cases, the man reverts to a 12-year-old begging for his toy.
Yes, and you know how much shit you can get done that way? A lot. You want that, like I have said on shows before, you want that fence fixed, you want the yard mowed, you get down on your knees and you do what you need to do. But I guess that also goes back to
living room.
Paint. I really got to finish the living room. Jesus, now you reminded me of that. No, but I don't know. I like having the power as a woman. Like, women don't realize exactly how much power they have, and I think that's because a lot of some history has.
Wars have been fought over women.
But on the same hand, a lot of women have been
Over women or a woman?
No, a woman.
Right.
Yeah, let them eat cake, whatever. But a lot of women through the years have been suppressed, and they've been the underdog. You know, they stayed home all day, the men went to work, and then they came home, and the women had to serve them, kind of thing. And I don't see a problem with that because I want to be a housewife. I want to stay home and do arts and crafts, mostly drink vodka.
Pick the kids up.
Pick the kids up, take them to
yoga pants.
Just be hot. But I don't feel like that makes me any less of a woman than a woman that wants to be a CEO.
I celebrate you.
Thank you. I celebrate you for your singing. But that's what I want. But I feel like that shouldn't make me less of a woman or that I'm anti-feminist for that. I'm
even less valid or
yeah,
less,
that's what I want. It doesn't have anything to do with. But that's women all have this. Just like when we read books and then make it into movies, like 50 Shades of Grey. I didn't think it was going to be successful because when a woman read that book, she envisioned her people, and women have very overactive imaginations.
So when the movie came out, which is a total train wreck.
I really didn't think it was bad. I actually did enjoy the movie. Maybe because I enjoyed the book so much that I was just like, I don't even give a shit. I just want to like see it. But oh shit! Now I'm thinking about 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, get back to Earth. All right, but I don't feel like women all have this overactive imagination. So just because one woman has this envision of what a real woman is like, doesn't mean that Michelle Duggar, she could be the happiest fucking lady we ever knew. You know, whatever. That's her business. I just don't care. And I think that's my issue with it, is that I don't feel like I need to go protest the streets and run around with my boobs out and bleeding everywhere because I'm a woman. Like,
well, I would totally spoke the boobs out.
Oh yeah. But I like the power. I like the power that I have being a woman. I like the fact that I have a say because women in the past have fought for that right. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that I have a say. I can control my surroundings to an extent. I have power in me that women seem to keep skipping over. They're too busy trying to be a man. They're too busy trying to be a man as opposed to just embracing being a woman. I like being an emotional creature. I like being fancy pantsy, whatever. I like being me. I'm not trying to compare myself to another woman or a man. And I feel like the feminists that are out there, like Zoe Deschanel, I actually read an article. She says she's a feminist, but she is all about this is what I want to do. This is me. Mm-hmm. This is what my friend, whatever, wants to do. That's awesome. Let's all just fucking have a party and wear bikini tops and mini skirts. I don't know.
Drink mimosas.
Drink mimosas and wine and eat chocolate-covered marshmallows. But that's why I hate what feminism is now, because I want all the power for me. It has nothing to do with a man or another woman. That's what I like. That's what I want. I'm happy with that. That's great. She wants something else? Cool. Let's have fun. I also like that I can be completely reckless and then just blame it on the fact that I'm a woman.
And under 25, and your brain's not developed.
Yeah, and my brain's not developed.
Well, I mean, I think what you're talking about is empowerment. You enjoy the fact that you're empowered, and you don't want to take that away from somebody else, whether they're male or female. You want everyone to be empowered, and I think that's where what I see in feminism, and you know, I don't look at it. I'm too busy living my life to pay much attention to it. But what I do see is that women who have a difference of opinion or a different belief system or whatever don't deserve the same level of empowerment.
No.
If you're pro-life, you don't deserve the same level of empowerment because the message is that you're not empowering other women. I don't look at it that way. I really don't want to make this about abortion or not, but in my mind, I make that decision because I'm trying to empower the baby that's in the womb. I mean, that's my mindset, you know. I'm not saying to you as a woman, I don't want you to have power over your reproductive system. I'm saying I want to protect what's inside of you, and so that's my belief system. That's my belief. I've come to that through heartache and years of experience, etc. And the fact that it's not celebrated as a valid, you know, what people will say is, well, you just say that because you're a Christian. Well, no, I don't say that because I'm a Christian. I say that because
that's what I feel.
Because what I've lived through, you know.
But see, women in history, they fought for us to have those opinions, and now we're, what is the word? Digressing?
You're margin.
Well,
regressing.
Regressing.
Just
so
real
everyone
quick.
fought for us to have that opinion, and now women ourselves are defeating ourselves and holding ourselves back by
not celebrating every woman's ability to make a decision on their own
and
to vote.
And on the point you're making about the choice and pro-life and pro-choice, to me, I'm pro-choice. You have the choice not to lay down with a man that you're not supposed to have, that you don't want to have, you know, a child with or use protection. Now, I'm not. See, the problem is the propagandists pay to this. If you're pro-life, you're also anti-birth control. I am absolutely pro-birth control.
Put them on the pills.
Put them on the pills. Wrap that rascal. Get the IUD or the roadside bombs in there.
Suit up, baby.
Suit up, man. And
Love
if
is
you
a battlefield.
and if you, and this is kind of where I stand back as a man, and I want to tell all men out there listening, you know, don't put it all on the woman.
Right.
If you're looking at if you're out partying and you see a hottie and be prepared and understand that act is a divine creation to procreate.
Yes.
So you must take the steps to prevent that final step of procreation, not at the point where the human is alive inside the mother, but prior to that by either not having sex, which we know is not going to happen in this day and age, or if you're going to have sex,
be responsible.
Be responsible.
Right.
And
take responsibility for your actions.
Exactly. But even though feminists want to be equal, as a man, my opinion doesn't count.
It does here in this room.
I know in this room, but I'm making the point.
Yeah. No,
that as
I
a
agree.
man, I have to stand by and say, yes, I have to stand with women, have no voice.
Right.
Even though it takes my penis being in someone's vagina to create the act of reproduction.
Holy moly, is that how it happens?
Exactly.
Whoa, where have I been?
Whoa.
So even though the woman,
the presses.
even though the woman carries the seed and the birth and the child and goes through that final process, it's a 50-50 deal.
Yeah.
Because the guy's got to be there.
Takes 2 to 10.
Yeah.
No.
And so that's
Speaking of
two
feminism,
consenting adults that have the power to make the correct decision or the correct choices to prevent Junior.
But I do agree with you about men are marginalized in that discussion. Go ahead.
Back to your it takes 2 things to do.
Real quick, I just want to say, too, in feminist rallies where men are there, are they all beta? Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up.
I don't even know what that means. Beta.
Alpha and beta
Little
males?
bitch man.
We had a whole
we had a whole
segment
beta.
on that.
right,
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how you said it takes two to tango,
Yep.
make the baby thing?
You ain't getting pregnant and kissing in a bathing suit.
So I actually read an article about what's called
I can totally hear you
being a
chewing.
choice mom. So those women out there that are CEOs, they spent their whole life focused on the career, and now they're like, crap, I haven't found the right man, but I want a kid. So now they're going out, being artificially inseminated, having a baby, and raising it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So I read this whole article on it. And my issue with the article is not that, hey, if you want to go out and have a kid on your own, fuck, that's psychotic, but that's your business. Like, fuck, raising a kid is hard as hell. But my issue with it is that they were like, one, we don't need men. I do what I want. Two, they were like, everyone needs to have kids. People that don't want kids are insane and they'll never be truly happy. I'm happy as hell not having a damn kid right now. I'm yippee-ki-yay. I don't need to get a babysitter. I can drink when I want. I can walk outside with my shirt off if I want. I can do what I want.
And what time of day does that happen exactly? So,
4 o'clock Tuesday afternoons.
All right, I'm there. Okay.
That was my issue with it, is that, like she was saying, they put down men. They were like, now it's gotten to the point that they feel men aren't being respected now. Feminists, like she was saying, we're just overdoing it so much that now we're going backwards, and instead of us being oppressed, we're now oppressing men to make ourselves feel like now we have power when you don't need to do that. Just like alpha beta. A beta male will beat a woman so he feels more empowered because she's the weaker one in the situation, as to where an alpha will embrace her personality and embrace her wants and needs and her strengths and her dreams, and he'll be there.
He'll empower her.
And that any successful relationship, both parties are not successfully. Both parties are embracing each other's dreams and they're supporting each other. And when you have an alpha male and an alpha female, both know when it's like a seesaw. They're going to keep balance. One will be higher at some point. The other, no one's going to put each other down because one's being more successful. And when you have to put somebody else down to make yourself feel more successful, that's your own personal insecurities, and that has nothing to do with your rights as a woman or a man.
So there's a guy by the name of Danny Silk who has written a book called Love and Logic, and it's really about raising kids and how to raise happy kids. But he talks about this, and he also talks about family dynamics. He says there's 3 kinds of relationships. There's a relationship where where neither party has any power, and there's a lot of fear in that situation.
Hold that thought.
It's a good thought. I can hold it.
Hold it. You got to pay the bills.
Do you do my commercial?
Yep, do your commercial again. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Ellen Lyons will be singing sultry love songs from Ella to Janice to Adele. Friday night, 5 to 7, Two Rivers Market.
We are going. What is that?
103 South North Austin, Georgetown, Texas.
And that's this Friday?
Mm-hmm.
And next Friday?
And then 2 Fridays after. And then 3 Fridays in July.
Make sure you email me or Facebook me with those, and I'll put them up.
It's literally on the sweet.
I know, but
that's on June 20th.
Hey, stop harshing my good girl.
And June 20th at Roots.
At Roots.
At Roots.
Okay.
And I still need a band.
I'm amazing at the tambourine.
Please
if you need
come.
A tambourine, I will tambourine the shit out of that
celebrate.
show.
I can play spoons.
You can play drums.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're doing that honorius thing.
All right, we'll be back for the last segment. We're in bed with Dani Blaze. Stick around. On the air with Mike Allen on Armed Radio Global.
I like having you around, so I gotta put you down.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
2G, 2000 watts. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by E24.com. Download the app from Google Play or iTunes. That way you can put the zip code of where you're at, find out if they service your area. If they don't, hey, man, get the word out. As you broaden their network, your options will broaden too. E24.com, proud sponsor of Armed Radio Global. Now, let's get back in bed with Miss Dani Blaze. Also joining us here in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave, Miss Joe Ellen.
Classy.
Okay, so can I finish?
Man Cave. I'm sorry, it's a person hole in the ground.
It's a man cave that needs work.
We're trying, okay?
He's got a calendar.
You don't have to remind him every 6 months.
I've got a big screen TV. I got bacon this time.
You had House Hunters on there.
And bitches.
I've got House Hunters is
I know,
it's a good show.
I know he tricks the women into coming in here.
Right, it's got me staying later.
I like to watch the landscaping stuff too.
I like HGTV.
I do. I love HGTV. HGTV is that and Food Network. Now I found Food Network.
There was one point in my life, the first time I was ever so hungover that I don't even remember it. It was the first time I ever got just blitzed beyond belief. I was so hungover the next day and so vomity, I could not even watch Food Network because just looking at food, I was like, nope, not doing it.
That's bad. Okay, so you were talking about feeling empowered. You are aware that you have a certain amount of empowerment and you like it and you want to keep it, right? Okay. So there's three types. So I was talking about Danny Silk, and he has something called Love and Logic, and it's about teaching kids. But he talks about there's three kinds of relationships. There's the relationship where neither party has power, and in that situation there's fear. And there's the second kind of relationship is where one party has all of the power. And in that situation, there's manipulation and condescension. And then the third type of relationship is when both parties have power and are empowering one another. And that situation creates freedom. And understanding that absolutely changed my life. It changed my life about how I interacted with men. It changed my life about how I interacted with coworkers. And it also helped me get some people out of my life who were not empowering me. Life. Yeah, And I think that's what I find with feminism is that there's or what we're calling feminism right now. That they want the power, but they don't necessarily want to empower men, and they don't want to empower they don't necessarily want to empower women that think differently from them. And that's all I have to say about it.
But that's all that it is nowadays. It has nothing to do with true feminism.
What is true feminism in your mind?
In my opinion, it is that men are men, women are women. We both have our opinions. We both have our way of thinking. We're two separate creatures. We live in one world. We both need each other to continue this world. Let's rock it out. If you're a piece of shit, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. I don't need you in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I was saying, the same thing with you with the whole relationship thing. Whether it's friendship-wise, family-wise, relationship-wise. If you're so busy...
Pet-wise.
Pet-wise, yeah. Whatever. My dog totally bosses me around. Whenever, like you're saying, whenever you are so busy trying to undermine anybody that you come across, whether they're an associate, a coworker, family, friend, relationship, whatever, you're not doing anything beneficial to you. You're actually just...
You're hurting your own psyche.
You're sitting in one spot and you're just fucking up everybody around you. It's not improving anything. It's not fighting for whatever rights you want. It's not doing anything beneficial. That's why when it comes to religion, when it comes to politics, I feel like I have my opinion, you have your opinion, I will gladly listen to your opinion. Whether I disagree or not, we can have a talk about it, and then we move on. If it doesn't affect me, if it's not physically or emotionally harming me, I really don't care. I feel like you have the right to do your own thing. I have the right to do my own thing. You can do your thing. Y'all can do y'all thing together. I can do my thing by myself a lot. I don't know. But...
Simulcast it all?
Is that why you bought stock in Duracell?
No, actually, last time I bought batteries, I bought like the biggest pack I could find. But I have a right because I'm a woman. But bottom of the poll is that as a feminist, I will.
Is that the poll that you're doing dancing on?
Yes, that's how.
Just checking.
And I have the right
to
do that because I'm a woman.
Do.
You can't do it though because
you can bring home I can bring home the bacon and you can fry it up in a pan.
Yeah, and I'm okay with being at home all day frying bacon.
Oh, this just in: Sugar's Cabaret downtown now hiring the class of 2015. Just thought I'd throw it out there.
Oh God, kill me. But anyways, I feel like feminism is having your opinion, being open-minded enough to embrace other opinions, and using a group, like let's say a group of women. It's me and 4 other women. We all have different opinions, but we use that to grow. And to better ourselves and to educate ourselves as opposed to sticking with me and 4 women that all have the same opinion. We're not getting anywhere with that. We're just stuck in a hole and we're not going to grow anywhere. I feel like true feminism is embracing differences, embracing change, and growing. And not comparing yourself to a man, not trying to be equal to anybody, but being the best you that you can be. And I feel like that has... The thing I don't like about the word feminism is that should be for men too. Men should have the same... I feel like that's the only time we should be equals, that we should all be able to equally have our own opinion, all grow from it, and I feel like everyone should just be open-minded as opposed to stuck in this one train and this is the only place we can go and we have...
It's the only way we can get there.
Yeah. So feminism to me is embracing other opinions and growing, not undermining someone to make myself feel better, because this doesn't change anything about your life. You just temporarily feel better. That's like the people that like cut instead of dealing with their emotions because they want to distract themselves. That's not changing anything. It's just putting a hold on whatever you were going through previously, but you're still going to be going through that. It's not
you're
fixing
avoiding
anything.
Pain.
Mm-hmm.
You're just dodging around the actual problem.
Earlier, solving the problem.
So feminism is just embracing different opinions, growing from it, because you learn more about yourself when you can open-mindedly accept somebody else's views on a specific situation or multiple situations. It helps you discover yourself. And I feel like if more people focused on that as opposed to trying to have equal pay to a man, we'd all be good.
Yeah.
Stop calling... If a girl wants to go out and fuck whoever she wants and do a different dude that's her business. Why should that have any negative emotion in your life? It shouldn't.
And where is that girl at?
1-800.
But there is another piece to feminism that I think is interesting, is that a lot of women, I mean, there's certain women that are, they're feminist platform is that they don't like being seen as sex objects. They don't like men ogling them. They don't like men making comments about.
But then they wear push-up bras and miniskirts.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they're.
No, these are the ones that usually walk around and are angry. Wear baggy jeans.
Right, there's something there that to me I think there might be something there where there's an old
daddy issues.
I don't know if it's daddy issues or just it's just they haven't.
They had a situation in life and they have not gotten over it.
Okay, just recently I was walking I went to get gas, and so I'm in my 50s. I have gray hair, and this is for your readers or listeners that can't see. And I'm carrying a lot of extra weight. I have a pretty curvy figure, but I'm carrying a lot of extra weight. A young black kid, he was probably 24, between 20 and 24. I walked by and he said, "I'd tap that." It was one of the best days of my life. But but you know why? Because here's the thing. The part of him that saw me as a woman and appreciated me as a woman was in his gut. And it came up through his culture. It came up through whatever nature that didn't know how to appreciate women. It came up through...
that was his way of giving you a compliment, but he wasn't doing it in a way that's...
It started... I really believe that it started out as a compliment, but it came up through a little pile of mess before it came out, and it came out... would be offensive to other women. I don't think it was offensive. It wasn't going to happen, right there in the, Valero parking lot or later, but
at the Wagabag.
Right. But it'll happen at the Wagabag. But the point was that to me, other, feminists a lot of times will say, well, that's offensive. I am a sexual being. I am a sexual being. He is a sexual being. If he is not evolved enough to understand how to approach me as a sexual being without offending me, then he's just not evolved enough. I don't have to be mad at him. But I don't have to go behind the Wagabag either, and do you know what I mean? It may or may not be my opportunity to teach him, and school him in that, but to get myself all whacked up about it. And so there's a girl.
That goes quick little comment thing, but I actually got into it with the lady in my first week of training because she took it upon herself to become offended. But I've always said, if you don't become offended by it, it's no longer offensive. If you walked around every day and called me the biggest slut you ever known, just called me, I don't care. That doesn't change my opinion on myself.
Right. I think I feel like that if I had made that a bad thing, I would be giving him power that,
that's who gives? You're never going to see him again. Who gives a shit?
Well, the thing now, if he, and again, you said something about this earlier. If it's not going to affect me physically, etc. And honestly, I've been in situations where men were. I've had older men when I was young and adorable. I've had older men speak to me in ways that were just not cool. It was just they were
disrespectful about
They were disrespectful, and guess what? I have a mouth. I have the ability to say to them, "You don't get to talk to me like that."
And that usually shuts them up because
you really don't get to talk to me.
They're usually so
like
insecure that they're overcompensating.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't. And then I walk away, and we're done. And then, as I continue to work with them, especially if it's always been somebody that I had to work with, which was so much fun. But eventually, I became one of their favorite people, and it wasn't because I had the best boobs in the room.
It's because you have your opinion and
it was
you
because
have your own mind.
My sense of self-respect gave them, what's the word I'm trying to put a fence.
Boundary?
Boundary, but what's the other word? It's kind of, it gave them the structure that they needed to know how to interact with me as somebody besides just a physical person. Mm-hmm. Were they still attracted to me? Well, naturally. But were they...
you smelled her for real, though.
But
Jeez.
do you know what I'm saying? They were, but they knew I was giving them what they needed to respond to that and free.
You went from a glove doll to a human.
Which goes back to freedom. I was empowering them without taking away their dignity. Mm-hmm. And then they were able to...
So they could still feel the same, but they had
But they couldn't run their mouth
a
about
respectful
it. And
boundary
disrespectfully.
towards you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
Feminism. Boom. So all you hippie bitches with hairy armpits bleeding everywhere, don't think that that's the only opinion out there. Do what you want to do, but that's not the only opinion out there.
That's not attractive at all.
I cannot eat this bacon while you keep saying free bleed. Quit saying it. I can't eat the bacon when you're saying that.
So what you're saying, Danny, is grab a razor and put a cork in it.
Yeah, or uncork it, drink a lot of wine, and then you won't even give a shit anymore. So fucking live on.
Was that Pop the Cork with you? Were you the one that I the top? Was it you?
Uncork and pork.
Uncork, right? Okay.
So whether you want to be a housewife, a CEO, a hairy bleeding hippie,
a Mary Kay lady,
or a Southern Belle, live your fucking life, women. Rock on, but stop calling people names to make yourself feel better, because it doesn't make you any better. It just temporarily holds your insecurities.
And guys, we're still buying the drinks.
Yeah.
You can even be Michelle Duggar if you want to.
Yeah, you can even be a Michelle Duggar.
Who is Michelle Duggar?
The one with the 19 kids.
Oh, is that the 19 kids and counting? Who's got the pedophile as a son? And
in my side comment, that vagina has got to just be fucking... Those kids had to have, like, walked out by the end of that. Just like...
Oh, okay. I can't
does
eat the bacon.
Does she even have to try...
I can't eat the bacon.
Eat the bacon.
Put the bacon in your mouth.
That is your choice not to eat the bacon. Oh, and also, if you're a vegan CrossFitter, stop talking about it all the time. It's annoying. I don't care if you don't eat meat or you want to do CrossFit. I'm going to eat bacon and not do CrossFit.
Well,
so.
as a vegan myself, I take offense to that.
You're so full of it. You're not a vegan.
Yes, I am. I eat. Well, I'm by proxy. I eat the animals that eat the grass.
Oh, whatever.
He just happens to be at the top of that totem pole.
That's right. I'm at the top of the food chain.
Top of the food chain. We need a T-shirt that says.
Joellen, thanks for stopping in again.
Thank you
Go over your dates again.
So June 20th, I'm going to be at Roots Bistro on the Square.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 Fridays this Saturday, I'm going to be at Two Rivers Market. It's a grocery, bakery, wine bar at their happy hour. I'll be there this Friday, and then 2 Fridays from that, and then 3 Fridays in Saturday. 3 Fridays in July. 103 Austin Avenue.
I'm going to be there. We'll have to get the Finger Bang Gang and go out there. And
oh my gosh.
We'll bring Seth.
We'll bring Seth.
Her favorite person.
Seth wants to cougar me a little bit, I think.
I think so. I think Seth's all up in your chili.
Can you blame him?
No.
No, I can't.
Your skin is soft and you smell pretty.
All right, that's it, folks. See you next week. Join in for the same bat time, same bat place, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Armed Radio Global. For Dani Blaze, Joe Allen, I'm Mike Allen. You've been listening to Armed Radio Global, and you have been on the air. See you next week.